And welcome to the Weekend Stakes Preview Show. I'm Scotty McKeever, and today we're diving into the most exciting stakes races of the weekend. Whether you're a seasoned handicapper or new to the game, we've got you covered with expert insights, top picks, and everything you need to know about this weekend's biggest races. My partner, Justin Sampson, my man. What up?
How are you?
I'm good. Ready to go?
Yeah, always. Just took my kids to the water park last night. I had like 7 a.m. board meeting, did that for a couple hours, took them there, woke up, they hung out again, did it, and then I worked this afternoon, and now I'm here with you. It's perfect.
That sounds like a fun day to me.
It was good.
Yeah. What did you think of the Kentucky Downs? Did you see any of the races today?
Zero. I've not seen anything, but I did hear, I think was it today? I think at Pick 5, I thought I saw somebody posted paid 50,000 or something.
All I know is that it has to be one of the toughest opening days, maybe toughest cards I've ever seen in my life. It didn't seem like any metric made a difference. It didn't matter. No rhyme or reason for anything. It was scary, honestly. You expect things to kind of run to form, based on the metrics, and yeah, it was crazy. It was a rough day.
I wonder that we are going to cover some of those races, and I was looking at them, and a lot of them were for this weekend were very tough. I mean, they're very competitive. So it doesn't surprise me to hear that.
Well, you have these big fields, and then I mean, hopefully things kind of level out. They have another tournament on Saturday I'm going to play in, so we'll see what we can do. What's up, guys? Hi, Lexi. Rodney's in the house. Chuck, what up, my man? Greg, hi, Greg. Listen, we're just going to cover the stakes races. Chris is going to come on in a bit and talk about what's coming up and some of the stuff we're covering. Of course, we got to the road to the NHC. That's been really a lot of fun with David Harrison. And I've found I definitely have my NHC seat going in for next year, but I found it to be it's really tough to sustain. I thought I got points, but I finished in the top 10% on Sunday. But come to find out, it's more than just you have to finish in the top 10%. Once you have 7 events in which you did finish in the top 10%, you have to beat your lowest.
It's the top highest, so you don't get to keep accumulating points. I did know that. We probably talked about that briefly, but I could see that it would have surpassed and went on. But yeah, so it makes it really competitive now because a lot of people then have to improve upon their seventh lowest score, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Razor? Lexi, I wasn't even thinking about it, but you're absolutely right. I got to go get that whiskey. I'm going to get that. Still one of the best stories of all time. And the best things of all time is when you sent me that bottle of whiskey. You're the man. And let's see. What is Razor saying? Let's see. What's up, Leslie? Hi, Leslie. How are you? Tequila for Lexi.
Razor is giving out
I'll be right back.
Razor's Chris, Razor giving out a sports pick, I think.
I got to just hop in here for a minute. I got to give a shout out to my man Oldie. My man Oldie sent me a bottle of Blanton's today.
Oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah, we got the L on the letter here. It's hard to see.
Yeah,
but,
I can see.
His daughter is going down here to the University of Tampa and needed stuff for her dorm room. So I became the default receiver of Amazon and different deliveries and whatnot. We hooked up like a week ago. I went and met him real close to where I live and delivered all that stuff to him. So shout out to Oldie. Awesome. He didn't need to do that. I did tell him, Justin, that I have a spare bedroom. So if he wants to put his daughter up here next school year, just get me a barrel of Blends, and we'll call it even. So
that would be nice. I'm with Leslie though. I'm tequila man, but I don't drink a lot of liquor or hard liquor. I'd rather drink wine. So that would be my preference.
Well, maybe we'll be drinking wine the weekend of the 11th and 12th Scotty, just while you were away, I gave a quick chat to Goldie. Sent me a bottle of Blanton's for take care of his daughter and getting their stuff down here to Tampa. So I'm going to drop off. You guys get into it, and we'll catch up in a minute.
All right, brother. Thanks, Chris. You know what I want to do? Razor, you let me know when, but I'd love to do a show with you, and maybe we could do something, just a one-time show, or maybe we can do a pilot and see how it works. But do a mixture of giving out horses and football plays this year, because I'm nowhere near Razor, Justin, but I used to bet football, both college and NFL.
You told me this. We have had that. We talked about this once. I know.
You know what I did? I went on ChatGPT the other day and created my own formula for football, for college football. I started with college, so we'll see if it works.
I want to see this. Razor will outdrink Scotty. Yeah.
No, but what you do is you do a ratio. So you go, okay, ChatGPT, lineman. How important is lineman? Well, the ratio is linemen or offensive linemen are 25%, defensive linemen are 20%. And you can go, okay, I want you to weight that 30% and 25%, right?
Yeah.
You could do something like that, right? So, and quarterback, you can actually put that higher, right? You can go, okay, I want my the percentage of the 100% to be higher for quarterbacks as well, or like receivers. I don't think receivers is as big as linemen personally. Quarterback, we know quarterback is important.
You have to have a line to block for the quarterback. Like that's what happens for a lot of these guys. Nobody can block for them.
And injuries, you really have to know what you're doing and figure out what the injuries are, right? I think Razor would agree with that. Like if your number one is out, that's going to make a huge difference. So, but
I'm actually doing a fantasy draft right now, drafting this team when we're doing the show. But what happened is I think we got to like the 8th or 9th round. This is Oldie has this league, so I joined it, and there's a few EquinEdge people in it, and but my 9-year-old came in and he said, "Can I take over?" So I said, "Sure." So I gave him my iPad. So he's drafting like the whole second half of the draft.
Oh, that's so cool. That's okay. So. Anyways, yeah, Razor, I'm in. We have to do something. Let's for sure do that, and that might be a fun show. So, but hopefully Kentucky Downs levels out. We've got stakes races today. We only have one for Friday, and that's Saratoga race number 6. So we're gonna go out there. Let me share my screen. And
I'm hoping my team does okay and comes out fine. We'll see. Yeah, this grade 3 on the turf.
So I will tell you this: the 6 horse, the process. This horse came up. So you know how I get those emails?
Yeah. Yes.
It's an algorithm that looks at horses that are going to be prices. Well, it looks like this horse might be, to be able to go to a grade 3 from where this horse is not an easy thing to do. That being said, that horse really seemed to improve last time out, and Irad's aboard. So you might want to watch out for this horse, because when you look at who's going to be the favorite and you look at the one horse, West Hollywood, I mean, this horse barely won an optional claiming. So this is a pretty I have never in my life, I know it's only a grade 3, Justin, I've never seen a grade 3 race with a 64 SOR average. So this tells you
it's very low.
Very low. So this is a very weak grade 3 race, and it's unfortunately it's too bad that let's see, these are for 3-year-olds. I mean, this is the type of race that McCann should be in, right?
Yeah. Yes. No, I agree. Yes. I mean, here in probably could get the league. I mean, the 5, but on the 6, the process, Scotty, I really, when I looked at this race, I landed on the same horse. Irad rides for Cherie DeVoe, and, lightly raced and can improve. And it's just not a great, it's just not a great group, I think, to your point on the SOR. It just didn't come up very strong. And so, working well, there's a Bruno work there, and it's a nice 3-star work. And so, and you have Irad. I mean, it'll be interesting, the price for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Matt? Matt Miller in the house. What's
Hey,
going on? Matt, if you're interested in connecting with the right person over at Ends with Bet, let me know, and I'll hook you up. Let's see here. So, anyways, by the way, the 6-horse as well. We don't know what the upside of the 6-horse is, really. So, it's third off the layoff. Look at the last couple of races. Something's changed. Something's different. And if you look at the GSRs, like the horses, it's got nice breeding. It's pretty good. So, but yeah. So look at the 6-horse, West Hollywood. This horse is going to probably get over bet, and it does go up in win percentage. I mean, this one's bred to the hilt. I mean, to all turf. Uncle Mo, fantastic. This horse looks, no doubt about it, looks really good for Qatar racing. How about the big Torpedo, Justin? What do you think of this horse? I mean, it's look at the last 4 races. It's just been right there. What do you make of this one?
Yeah, Scotty, I landed on just the 1-6 here. I was going to try to beat the 5. I mean, Cancel Rides won the last 2 at 64 and 66. So, I mean, I think fits here. It maybe doesn't go off as the favorite, right? The 1 obviously will go off as the favorite, but you know, the win percent's 29%, Scotty, and this horse has lost in 58s, and you know, so I mean, maybe he's in the perfect spot. It has 2 seconds right before the 2 wins. You know, is on the turf, which is probably the right place. So if you get rid of the dirt races, I think the 5 fits. I mean, the Scotty picks to me had this race is where it was. I like the 6, the process, the best. I thought versus this group could improve. You know, the 5 looks like probably fits here, but I didn't think had to win.
Yeah.
And obviously the 1 is a player.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see, look, I mean, these horses, this is a very even field, and there's no reason to take a favorite. The 1 horse is going to get way over bet. It just is. And
yeah.
I will say this, you know, it is, it's got the top the breeding on this horse is tremendous. It's got the top GSR. It's the EquinEdge long shot. It's 37%. It's 6-5 EE morning line. But look, we don't know the upside of this horse, good or bad, to be fair, right? And but I mean, this horse barely got up and won. That wasn't a particularly strong field. I've seen these optional claiming races be closer to 68 to 70s, tougher than these grade 3s.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you know, so
I mean, the 5 again, it just missed in a 72, Scotty, back at Aqueduct on the turf, and then reeled off 2 wins versus this level. So I think it's a player, but I don't think I would not be singling the 5. I like the 6 best with Irad for Sharitovo. It's the second pick, Scotty. I mean, so a great GSR too. But that's as far as I went.
This 3-horse, look, we don't get the data on these foreign horses yet. We're working on that. I had a meeting with my team today on this subject. So this horse is average. It's done okay, but when it ran in grade 3 and grade 1s, it's not run good. So I'm going to try to beat the 3. The GSR looks low. Again, whether that information is accurate or not, you know, in a year from now, when we have all the data, the foreign data from all over the world for that matter, then that's going to be a lot of fun to be able to judge these horses. Brad Cox took over for this horse. I'm not going to necessarily trust this data, good or bad. It looks like the workouts are pretty good. It's interesting that they're training on dirt and on turf with this horse. So maybe they're trying to figure out what this horse might be best at. You know, based on it being an Irish bred, I'm surprised they're even looking at the dirt for this horse. So probably got the right spot on the turf. I'm going to watch a race for me. It is 3-1, but that's the connect on the EE morning line, but that's more connections. I still think you have to beat. Honestly, I think you cover the race if you use 1, 5, and 6. That's what I think.
I agree, Scotty.
Yeah. All right.
Saturday.
There was nothing else for Friday. That was it.
No. There is. I mean, from the big tracks there. I think, and I didn't look at this, so we should keep going. To be honest, this Saturday. But if somebody does have interest at Penn does have 4 straight stakes turf races in their card to start, I think. But if you want action at Penn National tomorrow night, yes, Friday. But
look at that. Not to finish the card, but to start the card.
No, start. Yeah, sorry.
No, you said start. No, you said start. It's just weird to me. Why to start?
I don't know. It's some type of whatever. I mean, it's obviously a big night for them, I would assume. The problem you have there too is sometimes that stuff come off the turf and everything. So,
What's the weather like over there right now? Yeah, we're not going to cover this. If somebody wants to cover a race, yeah,
we'll go to Saturday.
Yeah, let's go to Saturday. So we've got Del Mar's got looks like 5 stakes races. Okay, so let's go to Del Mar on the 31st. Del Mar, and we've got race number 4. All right, let's get there. Let's run it. One of the things I've been doing, Justin, I've been running to the stretch, and we talked about this a little bit in our meeting this week. But what's up, BG? Hi, AP. We talked about this. I guess there's 2 of you, or you're the same person. I'm not sure. But I've been going to the stretch, right, and just stopping there, and then look, horses that are more than 3 lengths back on the race simulator only win 15 or 16% of the time. So what I do is I look at the win percentage, I look at the morning line and some of the other metrics and go, okay, I can easily eliminate the 8. And then the 2 horse might be on my radar to eliminate. I want to look at this horse a little bit closer. And it doesn't look impossible, but this horse is more likely for a minor award. And then look at the 5 horse who's 9-1 in the E morning line, who got up and won last time out at 36-1. And obviously, this horse would probably be a horse that wants to be more forwardly placed, and there's a lot of speed. So I think we could throw this horse out fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So
I thought the 5 needed the lead, and so right there, I think keep going. There's a lot of pace.
The 5 is not going to get the lead here, right? So you can.
Agreed.
So the race is not really playing out for that horse.
Yes.
And then the 3 horse seems to need the lead, Hope Road, as well. When we run this, and when it gets the lead, it's tough for Baffert. But this is a grade 3, and all this horse has done would beat a 48 group, and then it came back and beat a 62 group. It's not bad. It seems like Baffert might be firing up a little bit. Have you seen this?
Well, he was very cold. Like he was to start. Now I can't. He was very cold. I knew for a while.
Well, I mean, this horse might be able to handle this. I don't know what he thought about this horse going early on, but this horse looks pretty good. The Dam earned $1.2 million. Marley's Freedom. And Baffert trained the Dam. 9 wins in 18 races.
Wow.
So the Dam, there looks to be some upside. Quality Road, there looks to be some upside here, and it's nice GSR. So I think Hope Road's the real deal. We'll have to get the lead. That probably hurts a horse like this 4, who doesn't seem to like. I feel like we know who this horse is. I don't know that this horse fits here in this. It ran good against easier. It took the increase here. I don't know. There's just something about this horse. The win percentage drops. It's got an average GSR. Look at the 6 horse though. Grand Slam Smile. The race simulator has the horse.
My top pick. Was this
crazy, right? Look.
Yeah. I just thought that with Grand Slam Smile, Scotty. I mean, this horse is a winner, and I mean, Fitz here won all these stakes races at Santa Anita, right? And comes over here and has Alvarado riding. I mean, been the favorite, but I thought versus this group had a great GSR, has won, going 2 turns already, and has sprinting, has won. She's a nice 3-year-old. For this group. I'll be curious the price though. EE's got 2-1. I bet you'll get on her, Scotty. I bet you'll get like 4-1.
Yeah, but she's been pretty much exclusively racing against state breds.
I know.
And so where you take a horse like this 3, the upside of this horse, who knows the upside? We don't know. This is a tough race. This is not an easy race. This horse is going to get bet. No way you're getting 8-1 on this horse. No doubt about it. What is interesting for me on this horse is it's 2-1 on the E morning line. It's 24%. It's the top EquinEdge pick, and the simulator has this horse winning by about 2.5 lengths. So there is something to this horse.
But with all the speed and the 3s in the inside, the 5 going to have to go. That's just the way I looked at it. Is like this horse has been racing versus state bred, but she gets like the perfect pace setup here. And that's why I like the GSR algorithm, Scotty, because I can say, she can win this race at, I think she had a 68. The 6, I can't remember, but
66 in this race. Hey, Joe.
66.
Yeah.
So that's just how the other Baffert was the 7, nothing like you, Scotty, that, one of 72, the Santa Anita Oaks, has a, fair amount of layoff lines, but, then ran last out at Santa Anita and has already won at Del Mar, although that was 7 furlongs. But from an other Baffert perspective, Kimura rides, I thought I wasn't, I thought that this was, I like the 6 best. I thought the 3 for sure was a player. And I thought even the other Baffert, the 7, Scotty, I think the 1 is scratching.
So the 1 I believe is scratching. But look, Hernandez gets off of the 7 horse to ride Baffert's other horse, the 3. That horse just won a grade 2. It's a grade 2, or got second in a grade 2. It's won a grade 2, and he gets off. He gets off to ride the 3 horse who won an optional claiming 40.
Dude, they think this horse is the goods. I guess that's the only. But the 7 is the 7's no joke with those grade 2 wins.
Here's the thing. I think this horse got the lead because it just can. But if you look at its first race, it broke last and dead heated for second, only losing by a half a length, going 5 furlongs. Probably all along they thought this horse was super talented.
No, you can for sure. And then look at the what's that? It must be the Del Mar. I don't know what race that was back last year, but struggled there though as well, Scotty. It was a 12-horse field. Didn't probably break good and got shuffled back.
Look at this, Justin. I just found something. Cavalieri was a first-time starter today that won a mile for the first time for Baffert and won pulling away in a speed duel and then pulling away. And Hope Road did much more than Cavalieri, says Bruno. Much more. Finishing with Cavalieri being asked. Wow.
Well, then it's probably 3-6 for me. I still do like the 6 though. I think that if the 3 doesn't win, it's all the 6, in my opinion. So
look at this. Worked right after the break, finished very much in hand, and looked good after splits of 23-4, 35-4 for the last 3/8. Finished out in 1 minute flat, pretty much, in 1:13 and in hand. I have a feeling that this is a runner, and I think the 6 horse is a very good horse, but it's a California bred, and I think that, and Hope Road doesn't have to have the lead, but I just think this horse is probably just naturally so fast it's going to get the lead. Something tells me that this horse is the real deal. I'm going to be all over the 3. This will be a single for me.
All right, my 6 versus your 3 then. But the three's for sure a player. Even with all that speed there, Baffert, Hope Road could do the same thing. So all right, race 5, 1 to the turf.
All right, race 5, we've got a grade 2. This is the Del Mar handicap, actually. We're looking at Saturday, race number 5. They're going 11 furlongs. Actually, I'm going to take the 4 is going to be most likely scratched because there's no odds makers morning line. So let's restart that. Okay, here we go. So the 3 horse, a lot of speed. It's
always just, Balladeer always just fly off, Scotty. In these long, it just flies off. It's like you got one shot to try to hold on, right?
But there is no speed in here. None.
Well, because Balladeer always just fly off. I mean, look at the past performances. I've played this horse before,
Yeah, I don't think this horse relaxes too well on the front end. I'll tell you who I'm enjoying playing is and betting is Fresu. He's just so good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He on the 5 Rock Emperor. That's one of my top picks here. Big GSR hasn't been winning, but that's the thing. But I thought that this race showed up perfect for him and D'Amato. They continue to drop. They've been dropping. I mean, was racing in grade 1 and grade 2s. Colonial, Belmont, Churchill, Woodbine, Gulfstream finally showed up in California and does get back to 11 furlongs. And that is the last win in the Bowling Green at Saratoga, Scotty, in a 74. So it's no joke. You get Fresu is EquinEdge horse to watch, bronze. Did Fresu rode last out too, right? And ran a nice second place.
So this is what I like about this is the win percentage goes up. The GSR is tremendous. And can throw out this race on the synthetic. D'Amato took over. It looks like this horse is doing very, very well. It's got 35 races, but Amato seems to have this horse going good. Let's take a look. So it looks like the horse is training just fine. I think this is one of the ones. You can see. I think this race is between these horses here. I would look at a horse kind of like the 7 horse. That would be very interesting to me because I like that there's so much speed in the race. I mean, the 3 is going to go so fast that a horse just naturally closes, gets the setup, second off the layoff. And I love how loyal D'Amato's being to Kyle, to Frey. And
I thought that the 7 might be the vulnerable favorite. I love the 5 and 6. I want Masterpiece to get the similar trip that Gold Phoenix might get. And Dutrow shipped in and JJ rides, so this horse won a 74 2 back, Scotty, over at Aqueduct, right? I mean, was only a 5 horse field, but was fairly competitive. And then ran well last out here at Del Mar in a 74. And this shows up maybe a little bit easier as a grade 2. That, so second off the layoff, they obviously had a plan shipping in here.
Now the 7 horse had trouble though, like lacked room in the upper stretch. So, and then also the 6 horse had trouble as well. Save ground box at the upper stretch. So there were, both of them seemed to have trouble. Dylan Davis was here to ride over at Del Mar. You can see that JJ takes over. And, I'm going to stick with the 6 horse Masterpiece. I think the EquinEdge picks have it. I think the 5 is going to run a good race.
Yeah. And look at the 6 Scotty has run really well 11 furlongs. I mean, has a win, has many placings. So I was with you. I like the 5 6 here. I was trying to beat the 7 for sure. Yeah.
What is Andy saying here? I wanted to know where I could see the names of horses placing 1 and 2. I don't know what he's got after that in the racing lines. What's he saying?
Racing 3 in running
I mean?
lines. No, I have no idea. But maybe he's talking about with the race sim. Where wanted to know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. So you can see here by the finish, and up here it says 6-5-1. So in the race simulator, it's predicting that it'll be 6-5-1. I took the 3, 4, and 8 out, but I think it's still the same. Well, if the 4 scratched. So 6-5-1 actually. 6-5-1. What's up, Dave? Dave in the house.
Good to see you.
You know what? I agree. I agree with Rodney. The 6 horse is going to be really, really tough to beat.
Yeah.
I think you've got Hernandez riding this horse who had trouble, save ground, boxed in the upper stretch. In the previous race, so on past performances right here. So if you go here, Andy, you can see on the past performances. He's saying he wants to see who the horses were. So yeah, we don't have that yet, Andy. We do have a feature that's let me see if I can pull it up. That is something that we will have, but we have something coming up that we're building that's pretty cool. Let's see here. We'll go to we're on the 31st. We're on Del Mar Race 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me share this screen. So essentially what you'll be able to do is go here, and then you'll be able to click on the past race, and it'll show you the horses. Usually we'll show you the finish up here on the right. But again, this is just in testing right now. And it'll show you all the horses that were in that race and how they finished. And so we're looking at Masterpiece. And if we run this race and what it had the 9 horse Johans winning the race. And he did win the race, actually. No, that was a Shoemaker. Hold on here. Again, this is a test site. So this is such a cool feature. Masterpiece finished 4th, we know. Gold Phoenix finished 7th by 4. Lacked some upper room. Balanoff finished in the Eddie Reed. Is not a good breaker and kind of finishes up. Needs some speed, though, and finished 3rd by 3. Dicey got 2nd in that race, Dicey Mochara, and then Balladeer showed speed and stopped and had an easy lead last time out too. So you'll be able to get that as well. And then, that's coming. I'm testing that on staging right now. That's going to be sooner than later too.
Right. Race 9. We're on the 6 and the 5 here. Might get a little, if you can beat the 7, you might.
Yep, you're going to be able to. Dave, you're going to be able to, you saw that. Hold on. You're going to be able to type in on horse search. Exactly. Let's see here. You're going to be able to type in any horse you want. You can type in Gun Runner if you want.
That you've had that. I remember a long time ago when you
want to claim horses, you want to do whatever. Again, this is the test site right now. So we're working on a lot of things, but yes, that's what you're going to be able to do that. So
I thought that was cool for whether a trainer, Scotty, or an owner or a breeder, because it allows you to.
You're going to be able to type in. Oh, wait. Yeah, exactly, Andy. It's coming though. It's coming. Believe me. It's that this isn't a pipe dream or anything. This is all in the works right now. There's a lot of such the rest of this year and next year is such amazing features coming out. It's going to be a game changer. We've had to rebuild so much of the site. So that's the stuff behind the scenes you guys don't see. So much. The guys know we have meetings on it all the time. But when we first built the site, I don't think we really planned well enough that we were going to really build this thing to last. And that made a big difference for us. Unfortunately, now we're having to rebuild a lot of stuff. Especially since the site has taken off so much. So that's the short and long of it. It does. Thank you, Dave, very much. Yeah, I can't wait to release this to everybody. It's just the EquinEdge community is so amazing that it pumps us all up to get this stuff out. I think Chris texts me like 25 times a day. When is this going to be done? When is this going to be done? When is this going to be done? And then, of course, he has a crap load of ideas too. Oh, yeah. No, I will tell you that about. Not to share too much, but I will tell you that probably about 70% of the TVG talent uses EquinEdge. I don't think that's
Dude, you have to. I mean, if you got to cover a bunch of races, it just makes it quicker.
It does. Like when I worked for TVG, and I started building this, I could go from race to race to race to race, and be right there. And by the way, this is not a tout platform, so there's nothing wrong with using EquinEdge. You still have to make your own choices.
Yeah.
So it's not a negative. It's only a positive, just like handicappers like Dave, like using EquinEdge and making his own decisions. Like, it's awesome. All right. So race number 5, what did we settle in on? The 6 horse, right?
Yeah, with the 5.
Yeah, with the 5. All right. So
race 9. The green flash.
Let's see here. Okay, race 9. Grade 3, $150,000 green flash handicap. And let's get rid of this horse. Okay, it looks like there's a lot of horses in here. Let's run it. All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's a big field going.
Me too, Andy. Exactly, Andy. No, we just need information. We need it fast. We need it accurate. We need it fast. In fact, we're starting in a couple of weeks working on a brand new GSR, by the way, you guys. It's the first time I've actually told that to the public, actually. I don't even think I told you guys that, did I?
No.
So we're working on a brand new GSR, and it's going to be, we have new technology that we're going to build it under, and we're so excited about it. We think the GSR is going to be pretty sick.
So,
yeah.
Scotty, Sassy Nature wins the race sim here as the Scotty long shot. Luis Mendez has this horse and she's going to be very fast.
Yeah, she's the speed of the speed, which makes me want to eliminate any horse that needs a lead. This horse needs the lead.
I really liked her in this race, but keep going. There's some others, but I thought she could be really dangerous on the front end for him. Really good GSR too.
Speed kills speed, Justin. And any of the horses that are kind of average in numbers that need the lead, like the horses like I just eliminated, the 1 and the 6, and they need the lead. So I think
the two's probably not fast enough either.
The 2 seems to need the lead, and the 2's not fast enough. You're absolutely right. So we can eliminate that one. This race does not play out well for those horses. I'll tell you another thing too. How are you? You're Wesley Ward's coming in here. Obviously, the master of turf sprint races. That being said, in my world, and it's old school, you don't come in here and just win a graded race after some of the things I'm seeing, like here. You don't just walk in, you win, you can't win an optional claiming, and you're just supposed to walk in and win a grade 3. It's like sacrilegious. You're not supposed to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the only thing I thought that I really liked the 3. I thought the 8 was a player. I think has won a 70 and a 72, and this shows up as a 72. I get that it's a grade 3, but the horse is only its 11th start. It's Ward, it seems like has been a little bit cautious. It doesn't, again, it's a 4-year-old. He's only, at start 12. So my main, he may just get the perfect stocking trip, so. But, the 3 is a filly, man, and she's facing the boys, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But so she's in here against the boys, but the 7, if somebody can sit the trip, I thought maybe it was the 8, but the 9, Connie Swingle, also, Scotty. I really like Connie Swingle here along with Sassy Nature, but yeah, it's there's going to be a lot of speed. JJ rides for Ward.
Look at the 9 though. You're right. I mean, this horse
yes.
is the top EquinEdge pick, but this horse in 11 races has won 7, 3 seconds, and a third. So been in the money in all 11 races. Do you know how difficult that is? It's just, it's not an easy feat.
And just how to bullet work was working really well. So she's in here facing the boys too, but so she was working really well prior to that win, like on Bruno's work. So she's fit, she's ready to go, man. And she's the one I see that potentially could upset the 3, but I still think Menendez may have this 3 and she could just be too fast for him. But
I can't take the Calbred. First of all, amazing training job by Phil D'Amato, because this horse had not run in a year and a half and comes back and beats a 74 group. I mean, that is amazing. But and Kyle was aboard. Good for Kyle. He is such a good guy. He's doing really good. He's holding his own at 14%.
Yes. Yeah.
That being said, like the 3 horses at Calbred. Did beat Open Company going gate to wire. This horse is extremely fast, no doubt about it, and could go gate to wire. A horse that we have to watch out for sure is the 10 horse Motorius. I mean, you're talking about a horse that was in the Breeders' Cup Sprint and only lost by a length and a half, and this horse was boxed out. Now it's obviously had layoff lines. It's had a rough 2024.
Motorius won the Green Flash last year, Scotty.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Let me see. Let's see here. There you go.
You have your favorite boy, Frazu, riding as well.
Yep. Love Frazu. Yeah, absolutely big fan. And so this horse ran last in June and then goes on the shelf again. 1-star work, 2-star works for Bruno. I mean, nothing really all that great.
I mean, to me was the question mark. I mean, the 9 came back and obviously won off that layoff. The 10 has all these kind of various layoff lines, right? Is burned some money, is dropping, although has not won at similar levels. But I think it's a player, I thought, is the second pick and you get Frazu. So maybe he gets this horse to improve, but
yeah,
and again, I think as I looked at that, that's why I did think the 8 was a player for Ward with JJ, because, Ship's in here in this type of grade 3, and yes, the 8 just won an allowance, but when you look at this, nobody's this big standout, which again, that's why I think Sassy Nature, man, even though she's a Calbred and she did win an Open Company last out, she's just going to be so fast. And he gets them ready, right? I mean, he's a great trainer. I mean, usually he has his horses ready.
Phil D'Amato is loaded in here. He's got 4.
Yeah, I know.
4. And
I know.
By the way, Frazu gets off of the 3 horse after winning.
I know.
And rides the 10 horse.
I know.
Listen, the 10 horse is the horse to beat. I'm convinced of it. Is the horse ready? It's had, look at numerous layoff lines, like 4 straight here. So clearly this horse has got its issues, but it won this race. But look, it came into this race last time out off of a 4-month layoff. June, July, August, September. Yeah, 4 months. And now we're only looking at 2.5 months. So, I mean, why not? And Phil did it before. Clearly, this horse has talent. Frazu gets off of the 3 horse, who was a major contender. Phil's the 12 horse, I don't like that post. I think the horse is average at best. And the jockey trainer combination is only 7% with Kimura. With Kyle Frey, the 9 horse, Connie Swingle, I think this horse deserves a long look, but it is a Calbred for Nick Alexander, one of the top Calbred owners.
I would be 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 probably in any type of horizontal. Dave liked the 7, Scotty. Barrios rides here, and I thought definitely had a little bit of a look. We'll need to improve. It wasn't really able to win at these levels, but I guess could stock the pace maybe, or just sit off, right? And because there is a lot of speed, but I thought if anybody was going to come off, it might be maybe a little bit to the outside with the 8 or the 9 for me, but
it really looks like the 7 horse is going to get a very nice trip behind all that speed, and it draws a good post. And there's nobody on the outside of the 7 horse that's going to put pressure. So if the 7 is good enough, the 7's getting a beautiful, beautiful trip and is going to get first run on every horse. For sure, the 7 gets the first run on all these horses of the speed. No doubt about it. 7's a player. I'm going to go, for me, it's going to be 7, 10, 9. Or 10, 10, 7, 9, something like. I don't know which one I'm going to choose yet, but something like that, I would say. I can't get by this horse, winning in this Thoroughbred. Well, it's not. Listen, it actually has been beating Open Company. This is a contender, no question. But
I want to see Sassy Nature win. That's where. I do think 7, 8. And then the other players for me were 7, 8, 9, 10. But I just hope that horse is fast and says bye bye.
Yeah. So we are, Dave. I just think that Diamato won with Matorius. I don't know what it is about these horses. Like, they seem to know the certain races, and they come back and they'll usually run good, right? You always see that they're going to run. This horse is going to run good, and it's going to get a very nice trip, but it doesn't have the speed the 7 horse has. It doesn't. But Diamato, my God, it's just loaded in here. I mean, I would not be surprised to see Diamato hit the trifecta here with the 7, 10, and 9. Would not be surprised. 3's going to stop. I'm convinced the 3 is going to stop. Daniel's Magic looks just okay. It's 2% to win. 12 horses wide. I think we have to give the 8 horse a long look in here, but I mean, this 8 horse, that's
the JJ Ward. We talked about that one early. This horse can improve too, but I mean, it's a very
get the pulse going. It is going up in win percentage, but look, it was 22% here, 21% here. It doesn't really do anything for me. I got 5th last time out. Hernandez jumps aboard. Pratt was aboard and couldn't win on this horse. It is second off the layoff. Wesley Ward, though, usually fires first time out. He's good, 24% first time and second time out. The horse did have a little bit of trouble, to be fair, and it draws a good post. And it's somewhat tactical. I think you do have to give the 8 a look. I don't think we should ignore the 8. And it's 7-2 on the EquinEdge morning line. So I think it's a horse that we have to look at too. What's up, Rob?
We go into the Pacific Classic. Scotty, so last weekend in the Travers, watching Torpedo Anna lose was heartbreaking because we talked about her and she was the real deal versus those boys. And I had all types of daily doubles straight into her from the previous race, but
I loved her. You know that
we both did. We talked all about her on the show.
She is amazing. Good. She is amazing. Amazing. She is such a good horse. Yeah, but fierce. I gotta tell you, I've not been a fierceness fan. I fierce, but fierceness has proved me wrong. I didn't think fierceness could rate. That was the thing with fierceness. Mm-hmm. Amazing claiming job, honestly. So you got to give it up. I mean, no doubt about it.
Well, so now here in the Pacific Classic, Mr. Baffert shows up with a 5-year-old mare.
So let's see what Baffert's got. So Baffert, he's got 2 horses in here. He's got the 4-horse Reincarnate, and he's got Adair Manor,
she's just everybody
2-5 on the morning line. I mean, wow. I mean, this is just such a nice horse.
If Torpedo Anna would have won the Travers and went to the Classic, people are like, well, Dari Manor are going to win the Pacific Classic, and then what's going to happen there? But Torpedo Anna didn't win. But She looks good. I thought she looked good here, Scotty.
When's the last time we saw a mare win the Pacific Classic? Do you remember?
I probably never. I have no idea.
They're a very, very, very amazing.
Oh, Beholder.
Beholder.
Chris.
Yes, Chris brought it up.
Sense. That makes sense.
That's right. For Mandela.
She was amazing.
Oh my God. No, she didn't win. She didn't win that race. She dominated that race. Gary Stevens was aboard. If you have to go on YouTube and watch it, it is when you have these very few races where the horse moves you, like she just accelerates. Like, yeah, it was just amazing. For me, the best Pacific Classic I've ever seen. It was amazing. Well, there's been a few of them.
I have on a TV right above me, and it's on FanDuel, and they're showing video from the NHC.
I love the NHC. I love the NHC. You know, I one of my favorite stories in the NHC was 2 years ago.
Oh, I can see the EquinEdge booth. It was right on the TV.
Oh, it was? You saw it? We're a sponsor of the NHC, and it's a great partnership. But I remember that right there by the EquinEdge booth, and right across, maybe I would say 15, 20 feet, is this table, and they're screaming. This one guy in particular, Bobby. What a character, big guy, and he's screaming, "You go!" And every camera in the place is on him. You go, and he's screaming, "Go, go, go, mother!" And then his horse wins, and he's yeah. And I walk up to him because I was right there, and I said, "Did you have that horse?" He's like, "No, I had $5 to win on it." Like, I mean, I'm like, what?
Oh man, he's a funny guy. All right, well, so I think she's the real deal here. The one maybe a little bit of a player, in the full Serrano, Scotty. These are the plays that you just have to trust the system. To be honest, you just have to play this horse in some way. You don't have to go crazy. But to get a horse that's 36% and 12-1 and horse to watch bronze, maybe it's at least playing in verticals or something. But
I hate to admit it here, and you know what I'm going to say, but we don't get the full data for the foreign horses.
I know. Yeah.
And so I've got mixed feelings about this. Like, we just don't get the raw data yet. And that's something that's coming at the end of this year where we have that raw data. So I've got mixed feelings about this, to be honest, if I'm being honest.
It's very, I don't know. You don't see horses that show up like that very often, and it has all these algorithms that are pointing to it. But then it has other algorithms that are not. And it's like, oh my gosh. But, I think Adari Manor is probably the real deal here in the Classic. But, the one, was it the one? Mike Smith rides for Sano. Did run well. Does show up as the second pick. I thought, maybe he can't win, but maybe
this filly is going to be the second. I don't know if there's another filly or a mare that has won this race besides Beholder, but no, Adair Manor is gone. Nobody. There's really nothing that great in this race. If you look at it, like the 4-horse Reincarnate has a second place finish in the Gold Cup. That's the other Baffert horse. Baffert's got this race, and that might be the second best horse in the race. I don't see this horse. I know it won easily last time out. That was a 58 group.
I'm with you. I think maybe he can hit in the exacta and hold on.
Just be careful. Again, we don't get the data. We don't get the full data. Just remember that. So I always say that, like, hopefully we'll have it going into next year, but like, I would just be very careful with this 6-horse. Okay.
Well,
I'm not saying don't use it. I don't know. I just look at the race simulator has that horse nowhere near the 7-horse.
Well, the 7's just going to smoke him. I
think the 7, it's 2-5 on the e-morning line. Top EquinEdge pick. Simulator has this horse winning fairly easy. I think the 7-horse. I think Adair Manor wins this race going away.
Yep. Okay, let's move on. I'm with you.
Yeah. I wish it was different, but we just don't get the raw data. We don't get that from Equibase, so we have to get it from some other companies to be able to get that foreign data. So that's coming for sure. It's coming, but it's just not there yet. Okay.
When that comes, and then we can play Australia and Hong Kong.
Now we're going to play Australia, Hong Kong, everything. We're not going to sleep. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, though. There's really so many cool things. The team that we have, we just hired another back-end programmer, developer. He starts on Tuesday. Super pumped about him. He's talented. Yeah, he's young and super smart. Race 10, no, we just went through that. Race number 11 is the Del Mar Mile Stakes. Let's run this thing. Hold on here. No, Dave, I know you don't sleep. That's for damn sure. He's giving all these races to Hong Kong and everywhere else. He ain't sleeping. You're not doing that and sleeping. If there's anybody gonna love the foreign data, it's gonna be Dave. Speaking of that, you guys need Chris. Chris, come here a sec. You need to have Dave on the show. I'm surprised you guys haven't had him on yet.
We have Dave is on the Friday night Zooms all the time. He'll like to get in class,
though, but you ought to have him. You need to have him on. You should have Mike Stilletta on as well. Mike's great.
We will have Mike on. Dave will probably be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're going to have a very young handicapper, Noah Maher from the HHH Racing.
I heard about Noah. Tell us more about Noah.
Noah is 20 years old. He's going to the University of Kentucky. He's grew up in the San Diego area, and he's been killing it at Del Mar. He puts out a Power Picks thing through the HHH Racing podcast, and his price horses that are the Scotty Longshot have been crushing it.
Wow.
I mean, just crushing it.
I heard that.
So we're going to have him on tomorrow night, and we're going to go through how he handicaps, how he is slowly bringing in EquinEdge into this and whatnot. And again, big shout out to Matt Miller. Matt Miller is all in on EquinEdge. I mean,
you were telling me that in our meeting this week.
And he's said this on these airwaves and other airwaves on how it gets him to places that got him his NHC seat last weekend. Here's his book, abetterwayofthinking.com. You can go there, abetterwayofthinking.com, get the book. It's cool. We're going to be doing some things with Matt coming up on Friday nights, maybe as soon as next weekend, and doing things that interest him in terms of betting strategies and handicapping and how he approaches these things. So that I think will be super interesting to everybody. So we'll get you guys back here to race 11 at Del Mar, and I'll drop the link in the chat for the Zoom tomorrow night. We only have four or five spots left open, so get them while they last.
And by the way, too, the coaching classes, which are free, by the way, you can go to EquinEdge.com, is a really good way to learn. It really is. Like, we just go over scenarios. Justin does a coaching class on Wednesdays. I do one on Thursdays, and you do one on Friday nights. And you seem to have the one that's really the most fun. You got Matt in there and Chuck's in there, and you guys have a lot of fun. Like, we got to take a pay, but he has the best slot though, Justin. He's got Friday night. All those guys who got whiskey and cigars and shit like that. Like, I want that.
Last week we had Matt Miller and Brad Anderson on. We did an hour with them on just how to take a balance. Here's my bankroll for the day. Here's how I get 4x, 5x, 6x, 10x, 12x through the process, and which horses you're looking for and all that. I went and played poker after that, and I was getting I got 40 texts from people like, I never play horses that are 3-1 or less, but I did this, and this is the first Friday night where I actually won money. So there are different ways to win in this game, and those guys are super good at doing the math and figuring all that out.
Chris, maybe you can explain better than me, but one of the things that we're going to start working on towards the end of the year is the betting tool that's combined with the ticket generator. Can you explain that to the audience? Because I'm super excited about that, because I think one of the things that, and I have learned even this year, to be honest with you, you're never too old to learn, but is the betting is got to be 50% of it. It really, really is. And because it's so easy for all of us to be able to naturally gravitate towards handicapping. We love to handicap. And one of the reasons we do, if we're being honest, is it's our escape. So when we're handicapping, we're not thinking about any of our problems or anything. But then we like, how many times you go, I nailed that race, but yet I still lost. And betting is key. So that's where EquinEdge needs to go. EquinEdge has to get to a place where it's offering the ticket generator in a way that's helping people with the betting.
And that's the key, really, is narrowing in on what your opinions are versus throwing darts. Throwing darts are easy, but the betting calculator, Scotty, where I am imagining living is when you look at the race simulator and the ticket generator link, there'll be a third button there that will be the betting calculator, right? Where you can go and look and like, I want to do a double between this race and the next race, and I want to Dutch it. And what Dutch betting is that you kind of like put in, I want to spend X amount, I want to win this amount on these combinations. How do I bet it? And that will tell you quickly. And what we think we can develop over time, obviously we know the probables with doubles, but if we do probables with a double and we add the third leg in, the last leg in with the EE morning line, we can give you an idea on what you will win on those things and what the appropriate wager is, right? Because people like exacta boxes, they like, doing multiple horses and doubles in a straight caveman ticket. But if you play those individually, you can, vary your bet amounts between those things, and that betting calculator will kind of tell you that. And then we'll get more advanced with, pick fours, pick five, pick sixes, because there's plenty of data out there that will show you what you can kind of expect on those things. So one of those great features that a lot of people are waiting for that we will get to as we develop this platform, which is, you don't get this anywhere else.
No, and the way I envision part of it is like multi-bets. So imagine you go over and you just handicap and you have the Steve Chris thing where you have an A and B button right here, a radio button, and you just press, you're like, I really like this U.S. Army, the 5-horse. I'm going to click A. And then you go on.
No, you like the 2. You like the Sky Long Shot. You like the 2.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's a B or an A play, and you click on that. And then when you're done, you press generate, and it generates you 50 tickets possibly based on your budget. Like
I just played this race, so.
You know what? You had brought, to be fair to Chris brought this up and said, you know what? Remington Park lets us show live races. So why don't we maybe mix it up a little bit and let's show the race. So the 5-horse shows winning the race. Did you handicap this race, Chris?
I did. And I'm getting the race up live. So we can kind of pivot here and show this thing if you want.
Why not? They're at the gate.
I did. And I will tell you where I'm at here.
All right.
With this particular race, let me get over there.
So if you look at this race 6 furlongs wise, like the 9-horse sits a really nice strip on the outside. That's very interesting. But the 5-horse just seems to sit. It seems like, but I'm a little worried about the 5-horse because I think this horse might need the lead. And if we throw this out, then maybe the 2-horse sits a really, really good trip at 23%, 4-1 EE morning line. For me, in my style, I'd like a horse that likes to win. The 2-horse has been, what, 19, 22, 28.
It doesn't need the lead, Scotty.
That's what I mean.
I actually, when I said no, the 2-horse going to win earlier, I actually have looked at this race real quick. So I was like, very similar. I thought that you didn't need the lead here. You're getting a really good price.
Yeah.
Might even. Oh, they just went.
A bit of a stumble, but rights the
So 2-horse actually broke last. I felt like the 5 needed the lead. Broke. The 5 did not break good, guys. So
back to US
5 likely is not going to win this race unless all of a sudden he learns how to rate. But the 2-horse broke slow as well.
Spidey Mouse nose to nose with Dean's List. Empire of Gold has now moved over saving ground with a half mile to go.
Really, the horse that has the big look here maybe is the 1-horse because it's rating nicely. There's a 9 at 9 to 2 gets the lead and clears. It's going to be tough to catch a horse like that.
22.3.
Who did you like, Chris?
3 panels left. Dean's List is out there now, and Dean's List is up by 3, chased by Empire of Gold. Here comes US Army.
Unfortunately, I was on a 2 to 5 here, Scotty.
And coming on strong with a quarter mile to go. Second,
5 went off at 3 to 5.
Game in third, trying to come up the
It's
rail.
gonna look at this. It's actually it rated just fine. It's gonna beat this 9-horse. It looks like. But you see the 5-horse how its head is up like that, guys. That's usually a sign of a horse that needs the lead for its best.
US Army is on top.
And look at the 5 and 9 are 5-6 lengths in front of the rest of the field.
Army. By more than
you know what I find out, and I talk about this on Saturday shows, when you see horses that are hanging their head weird and whatnot, a lot of those horses, you know what the simple thing they need done?
What?
They need their teeth done.
They need what? Their teeth?
They need their teeth done.
That's actually a real thing. You're right. And the 5 ended up getting
a real thing. The way the bit fits in there and everything else, you get those points and whatnot, and you get horses like this that just the care and feeding on those minor things are huge with those things.
They really are. I know the 9 didn't win, by the way, but let's take a look at just so we can learn something. The 9-horse, you see the arrow right here? That's called the surge indicator. And this horse is going from a 52 GSR to a 69, 17-point increase from a 3% win last time out to 12% win and facing similar. And second off the layoff, the trainer's 17% first time. And it's a new trainer actually, and 21% first time with horses. So, but the thing that I liked about the 9, when you look at this race, you see and I sorted it from the top down. Look at the trip the 9's going to get. That's what the simulator gives you, and it shows the horse backing up a little bit. But and the 5 ended up winning that race, but the 9, you kind of had a feeling the 9 was going to get a good trip, and that's exactly what happened.
Chuck's 100% right. Float the teeth. The teeth, the mouth, and the feet are the 2 most important things on getting these horses right. All right, let's get back to where were we at?
Race number 11, and Justin, the Del Mar Mile Stakes, and it's wide open on the win percentages. I mean, wide open. I know. Look at when I saw this earlier, and I saw that Hernandez got off of 2 horses to stay here on the 3-horse, who's 8 to 5 on the morning line. Jockey trainer combination with Baffert and Hernandez is 35%. But this horse got its ass whooped last time out. I don't love this horse. So, like, why am I supposed to like this horse? Because it's cutting back in distance and the GSR drops. Second off the layoff. Baffert is deadly first off the layoff at 23%. And I believe is less second off the layoff. Why am I supposed to like this 3-horse? You're muted, Justin. You're muted.
Thank you. I was saying, it's Baffert. It has back class. JJ rides. I mean, DeJour's been the talk for a while. I was completely against here. For me, Scotty, I would not be using him. Only 20%. This is a nice turf race, but the other EE picks have the most look for me as players. I thought that the Scotty Longshot has a big work, Scotty, and Barrios rides for D'Amato for conclude. So, has 4 wins and 8 tries. Does have various win percents and drops here, but was a player. And then the 9, may set a really good trip here, I thought. Mike Smith rides for Glatt, one last out, had been struggling to win, but, the stretch out to 8, I think probably helped, and I thought was a player. I mean, the 3's a player, but, in no way, I'm not taking anywhere near a bet at prices like that on the 3-horse. The other Halfway line, Scotty, 16%, and it's the other D'Amato, Kyle Frey rides, is lightly raced, has a good GSR, one last out at Del Mar, will really have to improve, but, comes from, I'm assuming that maybe is over in Europe, but I thought the 2 at 16% going to be a big price. You're probably getting 12-1, 14-1.
That horse just won an optional claiming 40. It's supposed to be the grade 2 field. I'm sorry. Hell no.
That's where I think the 3 is the favorite, Scotty. I mean,
yeah, you know what? I was just looking at the 3. That Eddie Reed, by the way, so as far as the horses and the races they came out of, even over the 9 horse, Dave, the 3 horses come out. That Wicker doesn't even compare to the race that De Jour comes out of. And I also like to take horses that like to win. It is second off the layoff. The horse was off. The horse has had many layoff lines. Obviously, the horse is talented. I'm always looking for horses that like to win. Clearly, the 3 likes to win. It's been circumstantial. I mean, ran in a grade 1 race.
I'm taking Conclude here, though. Barrios is going to be on the front end, and I don't think there's necessarily any type of crazy pace here, and he's amazing on the turf. I mean, the 1 might be up there, but I don't think that the 1 is a player at all in a
one is a very average horse.
That's why I see Barrios, and there's a big work on Conclude, Scotty. I mean, this horse is fit, ready to go. I mean, has won a grade 2. But
that was against 3-year-olds, to be fair. It did break 10th last time out. It didn't run for shit in the grade 1. A lot of times you'll see this, you guys, too. You see these 3-year-old races or 2-year-old races, and you think they're going to be the same with older. Some horses mature sooner than others, and then they peter out a little bit. That's why I love the patient trainers like Mandela. You see some of the older horses. Mandela has older horses that run good because he's patient with them. And the more I am looking at this, it's interesting to me that the EquinEdge morning line on the 3 horses 8-5. That's super interesting to me. I know Baffert has some part of it, but I've seen Baffert's at 10-1 morning line. I think, this is a very hard knocking horse, but it's also burnt some money. It won last time out in the Wicker, but it lost an allowance race here. I don't necessarily. First of all, I'll tell you another thing too. This is going to come off wrong too, and I've met him, and he seems like such a good gentleman. But Mike Smith is older, and I've seen him on the turf, and he's just not very confident on the turf. He's very conservative, very careful. You need a rock star that's not going to be afraid. Hernandez, give me Hernandez all day long over Mike Smith. Fresu as well. I think the 4 horse is a good long shot. I'm going De Jour. I'm going 3-4-9.
You're not going to use the 8?
Nope.
Oh, all right. I'm excited to watch this race. Okay.
Yeah, I just look in that race. I just think as an older horse, I don't think the 8's as good as it was as a 3-year-old. That's what I think. And a lot of times this happens too. First of all, the horse was off from September to 23 to May 24th and ran like hell. Then breaks 10th in a non-graded stakes race and runs a little bit better. We're just supposed to assume that the horse is going to all of a sudden run better against older horses. I don't know that.
Well, of course you don't know that. I mean, but it's not like, it did win back-to-back stakes and then won a grade 2. So it's not,
but that grade 2 was against 3-year-olds back in 2023. Like, current form is everything.
No, I get that. I mean, but my point, you're going to have to forgive the last out effort. I mean, it did run better. I mean, it's surprising it actually ran 4th.
It broke slow. No doubt about it. No doubt. I will say this too. Barrio, for me, I prefer Barrio, and I know he's been aboard this horse for a couple of the wins. I prefer Barrio coming from behind.
Yeah. No, he could be extremely dangerous on the front end because he's very aggressive. So that would be my only comment. This will be a good race. I can't wait to watch.
Look at De Jure. In 12 races, going 8 furlongs on the turf, 5 wins, 3 seconds, and 1/3. Nothing else in the race can claim that. Like nothing, like at all.
Well, she can have fun. She can have fun.
Baffert could have a good weekend. I think we all need to make sure that we watch Baffert very carefully, and Baffert could actually have a really, really good weekend. Yeah.
All right, where are we? You know where we're headed next?
Where?
Well, maybe not yet. At some point, we're going into Kentucky Downs. Are we doing Saratoga or Kentucky Downs next?
Or which ones are we talking about, Rob? Or which one's state breds? The 8? No, that's Kentucky bred. I agree with that though. State breds always get overrated, but I don't know which one we're talking about. It could be the whiskey though, to be fair. I think you're just saying, oh, De Jure? No, these aren't state bred races. No, look, it's open company. You would see an S right here if it was state bred races. No, look at. First of all, this horse in the Kilroy grade 1. This is a grade 1 winner. Against 4 and up, by the way. Against 4 and up. No, that's no worries. Please don't apologize. I listen. Anytime you guys want to get in that chat and start chatting with us, to me, it changes the game. That's what makes that right, Justin?
Yeah,
that's what makes it. Honestly, like even in the coaching classes, like it's when people get involved, it changes the entire show. It just does. It's nice. So appreciate that, Rob. Okay. I'm on De Jure. Who are you on, Justin? You're on the 8?
Yeah, I'm on the 8.
I'll give you my watch if that 8 horse wins.
All right. This is going to be a good race.
Let's see here. All right. What's our next race?
Saratoga. I think he said, Saratoga 10.
I think Oldie's going to join us, I think, huh?
Yeah, that's what I saw in the text. He'll probably be here.
Be prepared for him and I to agree on nada. All right, we got Saratoga race number 10. Let's get out to Saratoga.
Oh, there he is. He's showing up right now.
Is he? Is he showing up? Oh shit! Here we go. Man, I'm a glutton. Let's see here. Saratoga race number 10. Isn't it? I will say this. Listen, horse racing needs to evolve. Technology, it's starting to come.
Yeah.
Del Mar, by the way, I don't know if you saw that, but Del Mar is the only track in the country, in the North America, the miles per hour. You sent me that link. And that's really cool. By the way, what do you think we are working on right now that's almost done?
Miles per hour.
Miles per hour. We will have miles per hour for you probably in the next 2 months. Not only will we show you what the miles per hour the horse went in the last races, but also what the predicted is in this race.
Yeah. Accurately. So Chuck said the morning line on Brightwork is off. Yeah, I'm not sure how Too Sharp's the favorite, Chuck. I bet I don't really doesn't matter to me.
Wait, you're saying the odds maker or our morning line?
No, I'm assuming he's saying the odds maker because this horse, the 9 Brightwork, the real deal. I mean, she's been crushing.
I agree, by the way.
Obviously faced tough last out, but she's no joke.
No, but look what she's been facing. My God.
No, I know. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
But
yeah,
it looks
Chuck
like
said the odds maker.
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to rain this weekend.
Mm.
That's honestly, like, for me, I've been to Saratoga one time only in my life. And it's unfortunately for me, the only negative, that is an amazing, I can't explain the energy of that track. It's pretty incredible. That being said, is you just never know what the weather is going to be like. That's the only negative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can't count. The problem is when you go count on a pick 5 and you want to play a pick 5, then you can't necessarily count on it because it could start pouring or
then it goes all or something, right?
that's the negative part. How are you, Oldie?
Doing great. We just got done with our draft. So
how did my 9-year-old end it, Oldie?
I think you ended pretty well. I mean,
I
don't think you didn't take a kicker in the 7th round or 6th round like the other guy in our league did. So
he took my laptop right at like round, I don't know, it's like round, or my iPad at like round 8 or 9, and as he's leaving, I said, do not draft a kicker or defense until the last 2 rounds. But he's a smart kid. I'm sure he picks some good peeps. We'll find out.
Yahoo hated my draft. It hated my draft last year. I actually am predicted to have more win than I did last year in their predictions. So remember, I had 1 win in their prediction last year.
The offensive line and the defensive line is number 1. That's the most important thing. That's it.
Luckily, we don't pick offense and defensive lines. So
why? What do you mean you don't pick? Oh, you don't get to pick that?
No, we're not doing individual players for defense. So and offensive line, there's no fantasy scoring for that. So.
Well, number of pancakes. Remember on Madden, it used to be number of pancakes the offensive lineman would get.
And you'd have to get the license plate of the bus that ran him over, I think was the comment.
But let me ask you a question, though. Like when you talk about, stuff that like Razor does, if that matters when you're picking winners, you need to know the offense and defensive line. Is it weight? What is it? What makes the difference in because it seems like the line is one of the most important things you have to worry about.
Let me just say that in fantasy football, you're typically want to attach yourself to high scoring teams and players on high scoring teams and running backs who aren't super old.
The running backs that aren't super old, that's a thing?
Yes, because the running backs are, this is going to sound horrible, fungible assets. And they get paid that way too, because after a certain number of carries, the data says they're going to start breaking down. So
why don't you play those teams that have those older backs in the first half of the season, but the second half of the season, maybe no.
That's in many cases, that's a strategy called zero RB, or depending on if you take a first or second round running back that is one of those older backs, it's also something that's called hero RB.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. This is a very serious question that I need answered. I have a strong opinion of give me the top 3 running backs of all time.
Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown. That order.
Chris?
Walter Payton, Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen.
There's no way Marcus Allen is in there, or Bo Jackson for that matter. How about you, Justin?
I mean, I've heard these. A name that I think is left out.
What do you mean you've heard these? You just told your age. What do you mean you've heard these?
No, I'm just messing around. A name that I heard left out is Earl Campbell. That guy was legit, no joke.
He was, but he's not in the top.
I don't. I'm not sure.
I will give a free hat if somebody can name the running back I'm thinking of right now. I'll give you the first 4 people. I will send a free hat personally. I'll go to the UPS store and send an EquinEdge hat. If you can tell me the running back I'm thinking about.
That's actually a really big deal.
It's got to be the Dallas guy. It's got to be the Dallas guy. I mean, the one you're thinking about.
Dorsett?
But,
okay, let me help you. It's definitely not a Dallas guy, and Dorsett is definitely not up there. Barry Sanders has definitely got to be number 1, but it's not Barry Sanders who I'm thinking of. John Riggins, come on, stop it. Okay, Rob, you got it.
That's what I was thinking. See, I knew you were an LA guy,
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
Rodney got it. Eric, come on. Eric Dickerson he could run a 4.3, 4.25. He was strong, 230 pounds. Eric Dickerson, if it wasn't
Are you nuts? Are you absolutely out of your mind? Are you
right now?
If you had too much to drink,
Scotty, I'm gonna
Barry Sanders could run over.
First of all, there's
anybody.
Barry Sanders, and then there's an argument. That's period.
And Bo Jackson,
I'm gonna send you some 1970s film
of hip busted. He makes the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame.
He was never going to make enough contact in baseball. But
no, Sweet Pea Dave was good. No, Walter Payton was amazing. No doubt. But Eric Dickerson was a freaking machine. He really was. Not only was he big but he was also so freaking fast. Yeah, I grew up a Rams fan, to be fair, but still, Eric Dickerson was a machine. Anybody know the school that Eric Dickerson went to? What college?
SMU.
That's right. Yeah.
So I invite you guys to.
All right, I'm going to give you some love, Scotty. There you go.
All right.
There we go. Eric, well, listen, is that him promoting his vodka? He's he backs a few different things. But you know what they say? Seriously, no joke. They say he's the nicest guy. I love that.
He is. He did a speaking event at one of our corporate functions a number of years ago. Super good guy. We had dinner with him. He signed everything. We offered him his job as the chief financial officer. He declined, but just a great guy and fun to hang around with.
Yeah, I love Eric Dickerson. I just if you would have watched him, guys, day in and day out like I did, that guy was just unbelievable. He was so fast, so fun to watch. I mean, he'd run through those gaps. But I mean, Jim Brown, you're going way back, Chuck. That's the thing. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old. But they say Jim Brown was pretty amazing. But I also don't think the defenses were as good back then. I mean, they got so much quicker, and you got Lawrence Taylor, and they just got way better, faster, stronger, stuff like that. So I'm not sure you can compare Jim Brown's era to.
There's no planet where Jim Brown's as good as.
There's a tweet. If you go to the Super 70s Sports Show on Twitter, and it was an ad for the 1977 NFL Today show on CBS with Brett Musburger, Phyllis George, Herb Cross, and when they show the plays of that intro, that 90-second intro. 100% of the plays are all penalties today. I mean, guys picking up quarterbacks, throwing them to the ground, a guy running down the field just straight along, a clothesline, just like you saw in wrestling, taking guys' heads off. That's what.
Yeah, but they're a little too conservative right now. But by the way, Rodney, ScottyPick6@gmail. You send me an email and I'll send you a hat, brother. Good guess. But no, But Eric Dickerson, first of all, guys, go look back and you look at all in the past of Eric Dickerson, or not Eric Dickerson, but Barry Sanders. Give me a break. That dude was sick. There has never been a running back as good. I don't care. Walter Payton, no. There is never been
a YouTube video up now.
There has never been a Barry Sanders ever. He made people look stupid. I'm sorry.
You can watch the 70s highlights of Walter Payton doing the same things that Barry Sanders was doing and running people over.
You know what? You're from Chicago, so your opinion doesn't count.
And throwing multiple touchdowns in a game. We have an ongoing discussion amongst my friends from Chicago on whether Payton might have, if he was playing today, actually would have been a quarterback instead of a running back.
Walter Payton?
Yes. There are videos of him throwing 45-yard laser beams.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, Barry Sanders retiring when he did is nuts. He was insane of mind. There's nobody that would have done that. In his prime, he sits there and retires. But that's probably playing for Detroit. That's I think I would probably do the same thing.
All right, let's digress. Get back here to Saratoga race 10.
But we got Remington Park race number 8 coming up, though.
Yeah, we do.
No, Saratoga.
What Wait, let me just run this race. Maybe we have a bet. Like I'm kind of like jonesing for a bet, Justin.
I love it. I mean, they're on the turf at least.
Oh shit, that's even better. I should have known that. Look. These horses can't win. We'll get rid of them. We'll run the simulator to the stretch.
Yeah, I cut to 369. Yep.
Okay, so then I'm going to sort the odds makers morning line and look at the EquinEdge morning line. That's always more accurate. And you see, look, the 7 horse to the stretch, to the finish, maybe no mas tequila, which is what I need. No mas. What do you think? 28%, top EquinEdge pick. This horse broke from the 11 hole last time out, going 8 furlongs, goes 7.5 furlongs. This horse, no mas tequila, is going to win this race, right?
No, it's not.
Crypto, you send me. I think I have like 4 hats left. Literally, no joke. You send me Scotty Big 6 at Gmail, and I'll send you a hat. That leaves me 2 left. That leaves me 2 left. Chris, you told me you're going to take care of this. I thought we were going to have some swag.
I'm not on this. This is Oldies baby. He sent a thing out today on setting up the swag shop.
Oldie, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Hey,
he's handicapping races to come
He's
talk
waiting
about.
for you. He's waiting for you to help set up the account.
yeah,
I'm not setting up. No. I already made that clear. I'm not doing that. I said, you let me know what we need to do, and we'll do it. But let's get some. We need to get some.
I just
swag.
need you to counter the like we talked about, that there's certain information we need that I shouldn't have and won't have, like tax IDs and stuff like that. That's all I need you for.
That's easy. Let's do
But
it.
I have the information that and the answers to the questions you had as well, and they're all positive. And
Perfect.
things like getting stuff for giveaways and stuff like that, doing internal orders is super easy. And it's going to be super easy for our viewers to get EquinEdge merchandise. So I'm really excited. We're going to get this done. And Scotty, I just need like 10, 15 minutes of your time.
Oh shit! You texted me. I'm so sorry to
Yeah, I
reply
did.
back. Yeah, I saw that. By the way, I like 7-4 here. We're gonna watch this race live. You guys, do you have an opinion?
I do. I have a double here.
Oh shit! Play against it.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. I have
what do
a
you
double
got?
here. It's the 2 and the 4.
I like 7-4. Okay, so
Okay.
Chris has got the 2
Hold
horse
on.
at 61.
I'm taking long shots in this turf race.
Okay, what do you got?
I like the 8 and the 10.
By the way, Chris, I was
Connections
totally
up
against
to
your
the
idea
rails,
about
losing
showing
the
live
yellow
races,
steps
but
in.
it's kind of nice to actually watch a little bit of live racing too. You're
Well,
right.
we did it, right? I mean,
You were
it's
right.
okay to give it.
CG.
We
I
got
shut
ready. We
Chris
got it all the
down. I'm
time.
like, no, I don't think we should do that. But you know what? Let me know if you guys like mixing
Pure
the live
connection.
racing up with the weekend preview show. Let us know what your opinion
Run,
on that.
Sloopy, run.
And
All
on
right, here's
Saturday,
race number 8
we have
or
live
Revolution Park.
racing. Saturday, we have
Seven's gonna
live
be-
racing for Kentucky Downs.
7's going to be tough. Yeah, we're going to have live racing. By the way, Kentucky Downs approved us being able to show live streaming for you guys, so you're not going to want to miss the stretch run show on Saturday. And we've got the weekend preview show with me and Dave tomorrow morning at 11 or noon. Is it noon, Chris?
It's the NHC show, and it's at noon.
Underway.
This
is noon.
Rail
Yeah.
Principal
Road to the
launches
NHC,
lead
excuse me.
Under Stuart Elliott and has it by a length as they pass
Listen,
the line.
this
first
is
time.
like
whiskey
is not.
right there, second just ahead of Run Sloopy Run.
It's rough
The Prairie
whiskey,
Girls
all right?
wide, fourth
What's
into
it
the
do to
turn.
you? It just gets you a little bit
Inside,
buzzed,
Cheese Louise
but it's a good
position.
thing.
Just ahead now of Run Sloopy Run, who backs up a bit. Looking to
I got to
follow
tell you guys,
Louise
Kentucky
to
Downs
lose.
was one of the
Wide in the pink, that's No Mas Tequila. Then outside
toughest
Sky Rocker and a gap of
days
5.
I've ever
Not
seen in my
towards
life.
3
Like,
better.
that shit was
The trailing
crazy.
Pure Connection, 11 from the front. 24.83.
Which is your friend.
Mile,
Lexi, you're a bad influence.
A pressured half length.
I already know
Right
I
there,
love hanging out with you.
To the outside to Prairie Girl. Room inside now for Say Cheese Louise.
Where's the 7
And
at?
Omas Tequila has made it through
In
traffic
between
fifth
horses. The
with a
4's
half
in
mile to
between
go.
horses.
They approach the far turn, very wide, but going on. That Sky Rock.
You like the 2-horse, Chris?
Run, Slippy
Yeah.
Run. Nothing
Justin,
yet.
what did you
More
have?
better than Contour.
The 8 and the
Pure
10.
Connection at the back as they punch up into the far
10's
turn.
coming on the outside.
0.43.
But that's pretty wide, though. That's tough to sustain that, honestly. 4 is really sitting a nice trip right now. And 7 seems to have horse.
No Mas Tequila. Say Cheese Louise backing up at the rail. Nothing off the turn. Top of the stretch. Do you want to dance? Finds more.
It just goes to show you how speed is so important, you guys. 5's going to win this race.
Contour,
Yep.
loose, and Run Slippy Run with work to do. Do you want to dance on top by 4?
There's your 8.
Clear. No Mas Tequila.
Yeah, the 8 was gonna run second. Get up for second. Oh, nice. That's good. I played a win place, so that's fine.
Let's see.
Got a little action. There you go. Thanks for Remington bringing us great stuff recently.
Did you bet it?
The 8, yeah.
Yeah.
20. Wait, this horse went off at 26-1.
Wait, the 8-horse?
15-1.
15-1.
Wow.
It looks like. Let's see.
That was amazing.
No, this horse went off at 26-1.
Yes.
And
look at that.
Wow.
I told you. But I did handicap the race. This wasn't just random. So, this is former Broberg. This guy takes over for him and has burned some money. But you can see this horse was closing in these last couple of races. Off the layoff, works are fine. There's nothing there. But it has a 68 GSR, Scotty. This horse was well bred. 160s. Only had 9 starts. So,
okay. There's a few questions we got to ask. First of all, Dave, you bring the tequila to NHC. Done. Let's do that. We're going to have some fun. Listen, you want to join the road to the NHC tomorrow? First of all, 2022 NHC champ David Harrison is amazing. And he almost won that event last week when we covered that. That's one.
That's what I heard.
2, no, amazing. Like he gave some long shots. Amazing. Dave is amazing. He was alive, by the way. He was doing really good in the Kentucky Downs tournament today. And then Harold, Emmett Smith was a very, very useful running back, but he does not deserve to be anywhere near the top. You had the quarterback, you had Aikman. And I'm a big Bruin fan, so Aikman's amazing. But I don't think you can include Aikman. As far as the quarterback, I'm going to say, was it Vince Ferragamo, Stephen?
Vince who?
Vince Ferragamo. I remember Vince Ferragamo.
No, Vince Ferragamo was phenomenal. He he bagged groceries and became the quarterback for the Rams. No, true story. And he's yeah, and he ended up being amazing. Absolutely. Yeah, nobody wanted him but the Rams.
So are we at Kentucky Downs now? Are we at Kentucky Downs or Saratoga?
We are. Where are we?
We are at Saratoga. We just did what? Race 11?
I don't know. I've had too much of this whiskey. I'm not really sure where we're at anymore.
Saratoga race 11.
Race 11 is next.
Yeah, race 11. We talked about Brightwork in race 10, and just move on to
Saratoga race 11.
Saratoga race 11. All right, fine. Why are you yelling at me?
For another class.
All right, let's see here. Hold on here. Okay, what do you like, Justin? Okay, go, Oldie. You know what? It's your turn.
All right.
Pick a winner.
Pick a winner. All right. So no pressure, right?
No pressure.
No pressure. So I kind of like
just
his
wants
purple
to
here a little bit.
disagree with you. Keep going.
Oh, for sure. Oldie loves to disagree with me.
Yeah, I'm a really disagreeable person, as you know.
You are.
But I kind of liked his purple here. I think that his purple could get away on the front end here.
Let's see if you're right. Let's start this race. And I don't know that I agree with you. It looks like the 8's very fast.
Yeah, I thought there was more speed.
Yeah, but if you look at the 8, the 8's only in its maiden breaker did it get the lead. It's not looking to get the lead.
Yeah, I mean, that horse blew up the board twice. You don't see it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure how that happened. I mean, it blew up the board at Keeneland, then it blew up the board at Saratoga again.
You know, I know the system has the 8-horse winning, and this horse can rate a little bit too. I mean, wow. I mean, look at this horse. This, by the way, Safi Joseph, don't ignore anything that guy's got running.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, but
and also,
whoa. I wasn't suggesting anything, Justin. Why are you laughing?
I would also say, even though it's a maiden, Pondering, very interesting. The 7, the E long shot there.
Let's see.
That's one of
With
my
the 4?
top picks. I thought the
Yeah,
7.
guys, but
had
you
a
got,
huge look.
I get it. It's a Godolphin horse, honestly, no doubt. But
I also have a note on the horse. So
what's the note say?
it says hand ride, can rate as a young 2-year-old, one to watch moving forward, maybe good as a turf sprinter as well. And if you look at the GSR, you'll see why.
I get so mad at myself every time I choose a maiden that I want to make as my top pick and I bet it. A maiden that a horse that just broke its maiden facing winners for the first time. They win 5% of the time. 5%. It's an actual stat.
And it's a grade 1, so it's no easy feat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how you beat the 8.
Look at the other horses. That this is a grade 1 only because it's named a grade 1 race. It's not an actual grade 1.
This
This
is a weak grade 1. 76 is a weak grade 1. The 4-horse just broke its maiden. The 3-horse just broke its maiden. This horse beat a grade 3 grade 3 horses by 9 lengths in hand. This horse just broke its maiden. This horse didn't finish his last race.
Look at Sherbini. Sherbini would be the horse that I thought had a big look. I mean, it's Cassie, but I mean, as a good GSR, it did win its maiden with ease at Churchill, right? And then ran really well. Shows up at 10%.
Yeah, there's one major problem. There's really one major problem. You know what that is?
No speed.
No, that too.
Yeah, you can see last out. Like, I didn't watch the race, but something happened.
Let me see if anybody knows what I'm thinking.
I have a idea, but I'll wait.
Tell me. No, go tell me.
Horses under 70 don't win grade 1 races.
Nope.
No?
Nope, that's not it.
I don't know that.
Florent Giroux's aboard.
Well, yeah,
no. And he's drawn the 2-hole. There's 10 horses in the race. 11 horses in the race. He's drawn the.
See, look, Bobby Flay was smart. He just bought into Sherbini.
You know what? He seems like a nice guy. Like, I want to be his friend. But
me too. Me too. He'd probably cook us some amazing food. We could hang out and have the best wine ever. It'd be amazing.
Dude, listen, guys. Free square. I'm giving you a free square right now. Okay, listen. 8. When I put it like 7 times like that, it never loses.
Is that also the first time you've done it?
That's the first time I've done it. Come on. This is a horse that just won a grade 3 by 9 lengths. You tell me you're going to beat it with a horse that just broke its maiden? Barely? No. The outside posts have been tough in a good way or a bad way, Rob? I wanted to go with you on that, but I'm not. Before I go jump on it, I need to know what you mean. Justin, listen, Florent Giroux, guy is terrible. I hate.
I definitely don't love Flo. That's definitely for sure not on the good list of jocks.
Listen, if it wasn't,
I know your favorite Florent Giroux ride, though.
What? Which one?
Justin's favorite one. So we were sitting at the hotel after Keeneland, watching the apple blossom, and he's on Monomoy Girl.
And Monomoy Girl. I love Monomoy Girl.
Latruska's on the lead. They turn for home. Monomoy Girl's coming on. Flo is hand riding. No whip, hand riding. And Latruska refires and wins the race. Because he thought he was just going to go right by, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And by the time he got the whip out, it was too late.
By the way, Chuck makes a really good point here.
Chris and I feel the same way about Julian Leparoux.
Oh, forget about it. If you ever see me bet Julian again, and he seems like the nicest guy. Oh,
Yeah.
I feel so bad. God, sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. But no, I can't bet Julian. I'm sorry. It's just the worst. And he rode for me one time on a horse. He got fourth in a stakes race at Gulfstream Park. But listen, Sherbini, to be fair, has faced 10 other horses in each race and won easily and got a second place finish after finishing 10th. This horse clearly can ride. Yeah. But I'm saying second or worst. Whereas the 8 horse is faster, has tactical speed. There's not going to be a horse on the outside of this horse. Look at the simulator race. Am I slurring, by the way? Whatever.
No,
you're just feeling good. It's okay.
Okay, look, it's a second call. There is no horse. The 9's not on the outside of the 8. The 8's just sitting a perfect trip. In fact, is in the front if it wants to be at the second call and then wins the race. Done. Give me a break. I will say this, pondering, I think this horse has some upside for Walsh. I really do.
We just tried to tell you this, but you dismissed because
it's because the 8 horse is so good. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I mean, I think the picks have it pretty nailed down. I really like Sherbini and Pondering though over the Queen's MG, Scotty. But that would be our I'd go. Oldie, where are you going in this race?
So I liked his purple and I like Pondering there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
What about the 11 horse?
Yeah, Quiet Side. I mean, I think Quiet Side a player. But
look at the stretch. Look at the stretch. So I did the Scotty move. Hit close view for a second and move the race sim to the stretch.
Hold on here. All right. So we go the simulator race and we go to the stretch, and the 11 horse is back about 2 3/4 lengths. It's also 8-1 on the odds maker on the EE morning line.
And it's wide, in a wide post, which we just heard was not good at 7 furlongs. But, didn't you say that horses that are 3 lengths back after the or at the stretch are only win 14% of the time?
They do.
So
this is no doubt. We're making sure we're covering all the possible contenders. But the 11 horse, seriously, this is a 75 on the dirt tab. It has very nice breeding. Let's look at the dam. I don't know who the dam is. The dam though won 300K in 9 races, so she clearly has some class. Yeah. For me, that means something. The dam this is what I've seen so far. We've spent about $1 million on horses in the last 2 years because using the GSR. And what I learned through this process, and I just learned it, is it really is the mare. The sire is breeding the 200 mares a year. The mare makes the difference in the world, all the difference in the world. The fact that this horse won like this, and you look at the mare, Benner Island, and she's won 300K, and clearly all on the dirt. One time on the synthetic was decent, but it looks like this horse is the Quiet Side is the real deal. I think if the 8 doesn't run, if we eliminate the 8, and by the way, the thing I do worry about with the 8 is it's only 13% win. Look at the win percentages. This race is wide open.
It likes to win as a bomb, not as a favorite.
So if we eliminate it, just then look at the finish. Every horse is within.
Where's Pondering? Where's Pondering? Oh, Pondering must be up top. See, look, Pondering runs first and Sherbini runs second.
Yeah,
and Quiet Side third. So look at, I think you can probably get away with 4 horses. 2, 7, 8, 11.
All right, we moving on.
Yes, sir. Where are we going?
The Flower Bowl race 12.
Race 12 at Saratoga. All right, Flower Bowl. Okay, let's run this bad boy. Justin, what do you think?
about this race.
Yeah. Do you have an opinion on this race? Like a strong opinion?
I thought McCulloch would be tough. I mean, I ran rides for Chad Brown. I mean, has been running really, really well. I mean, so she's a 5-year-old, and then you have Warlike Goddess, who's the proven older mare here. I mean, she's 7, and so, but she's going to be coming late. McCulloch going to get first jump. Just won the Glen Falls to 76 SOR, last out 12 furlongs. I mean, she's meant to go long. That'd probably be. I think Warlike Goddess does have a look, but I'd be on the 7 as my strongest look, Scotty. I thought that the 3-horse for Dylan Davis with Christopher Clement, there's no. So I didn't see a lot of pace here, which is why I thought that Warlike Goddess might struggle, to be honest. And so Parnack, the 3 with Dylan Davis, I think Dylan should send, and she wants to go long, and I think she can get the lead. When you look at her win 2 back, or last year, it was in the Flower Bowl here. So she won this race on the lead before for the Clement and Dylan Road, and he's been riding. So she hasn't got the lead the last 3. That would be where my long shot would be, Scotty, but I thought McCulloch would be tough. And then Parnack again with Dylan Davis would be where long shot look.
If I want to believe that the 4 was any good. Like, I mean, she's obviously good. But if she's any good, there's no way that Pratt would not be aboard her, correct? What do you guys think?
Well, maybe they weren't happy with the way Pratt has had some questionable rides lately for Appleby, so maybe he was taken off.
Fair enough.
But I'll tell you this. So we're expecting it to rain, right?
Yeah.
So for me, you upgrade Eternal Hope in the wet, and you upgrade Warlike Goddess, who finally won a race last time out when it wasn't wet turf.
I will say this about the 4. I really do believe the 4 horse is like on the fringe. Like it's a grade 3 horse, maybe like right there is a grade 2. Warlike Goddess ran a huge race last time but in a grade 3. I think this race is absolutely wide open. I think that they're gonna that it's gonna be just a wall of horses at the end. I know the system has the 7 horse and the 1 horse. McCulloch, I mean, this horse clearly won a grade 2 easily. If I had to take 1 horse in the race, because look, well, I don't know, Justin, you kind of like the 7 horse. What happened here in this race in the New York? Was it just too tough?
Too short.
Yeah, I mean that would be the way I would look at it. I mean, just that I mean, it was only going 9.5 as well. So I mean, maybe she just wants to go longer. I mean, that's what it looks like. She's winning at 12 and 11 furlongs, right?
Look,
so
yeah, at Saratoga too. Here's the thing: McCulloch is in 6 tries at Saratoga has earned $600K. Holy shit! But look at Warlike Goddess. Warlike Goddess loves Saratoga.
I mean, it's only my concern is whether the pace is going to be here. Like,
but if you look at their path, first of all, Warlike Goddess loves 11 furlongs. She's 4 of 6 lifetime.
Yeah.
At 11 furlongs. Some of her losses have come in races that were too short, but also some of them have come because she prefers. So go and look at Warlike Goddess's under handy view for a second, Scotty.
Okay.
And start scrolling down and looking at her recent wins beyond the one that was there. You'd have to go back to 2022 to find her a win on firm turf.
Yeah.
She likes the wet turf. It's supposed to rain. But with that being said, I think Eternal Hope sits a perfect tactical trip here on, let's say good to yielding turf. And I'm going to say that, my upset special here is Eternal Hope, the 4 horse.
I'm going to take Warlike Goddess, and I hate to take chalk, and I'll tell you why. Because you made a really good point. if you're telling me that the turf is going to be soft, this horse doesn't lose when the turf is soft. It just doesn't lose. Like absolutely loves. You're right. Does not like a firm turf, and so I'm going to be watching that very closely. I think Warlike Goddess is probably a single if it's going to be soft turf. So we're going to watch that closely. But I really do think you're onto something there, Oldie. McCulloch is a very consistent horse, but it beat kind of an easier. It looks a 76 group is average. It's okay. But look at what Warlike Goddess has been facing, guys. 78, 82, 80, 78. I mean, 12 wins in 20 races. She's been facing the best. Let's look and see if we have any. There's no workout reports, but and she's the top pick. I have a feeling that she's 31% in a race that looks really tough. It's interesting to me that the EE Morning Line's 7-5 on McCulloch. So, but that doesn't necessarily put the horse in the winner's circle. It just means that the system believes that people are going to bet this horse, which means, guys, that you might be able to get some odds on Warlike Goddess. You might get 2-1 or 3-1 on Warlike. That's a really great thing. So, and if you also look at the EE Morning Line, guys, you've got 15% of McCulloch, 31%, but look at the EE Morning Line. It jumps up to 6-1 on the 3 horse, who's almost 3 lengths back of the 7 and the 1. I think this could be a 2-horse race between the 1 and the 7. And I'm really liking Warlike Goddess here. I think Warlike Goddess is doing very, very well right now. And look, she went on the shelf after the Breeders' Cup turf. Something happened. Altered upper traffic, right? She didn't have a good trip.
Well, and in the New York, and I mentioned this on the Belmont preview show we did with David Harrison. So Belmont, if you go back not to this year's Breeders' Cup turf, but the previous years, he talked about the reason he wouldn't run Warlike Goddess in the Philly mare turf was because it was too short. You know what that distance was?
What?
9.5 furlongs.
Yeah. I was just going to say.
And what was the grade 1 New York? 9.5 furlongs.
Well, and it was a grade 1, by the way. Now you're talking about a shorter distance and a grade 1, and the horse still broke 12th and got third by 3.25 lengths. Warlike Goddess is gone. See ya. She's gone. McCulloch is a decent animal, but McCulloch, and this is a horse that's earned $2 million. This is not a Warlike Goddess. I really believe that. I think McCulloch is a nice horse, been placed good, has had some look at grade 3 here, a 74 group. Honestly, 76 group in the grade 2 has really earned some nice money for Clarovich Stables. But Warlike Goddess is a different beast. That's what I believe. Yeah, 1 horse. I agree with Matt. Single. Dave likes the 1 horse as well. I think Warlike Goddess is a single, honestly. I don't know why the EE Morning Line doesn't. Listen, I hope the EE Morning Line is correct. If it is, then we're going to get 2 or 3-1 on Warlike Goddess. What's wrong with that? All right, Justin, where are we going?
Kentucky Downs race 8, the $3.1 million. Yes, a grade 3 with a purse of $3.1 million.
Yeah,
race 8.
Downs are just ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm afraid of this track. After what happened today, did you see that shit today?
No, I can't wait till tomorrow. I didn't even get to watch 1 second of it. It's going to be great.
It was so rough. Oldie,
that pick 5 paid like $60,000. That's wild.
That's it?
Yeah. Probably was 2 tickets.
Crazy. It was crazy today. There was no rhyme or reason for any of these horses that won today. None. What do you make, Oldie? I'd love to know what you make of this Cugino, who's 20%, but the horse to watch, a gold horse to watch, by the way, that's a 7% positive ROI after takeout, is 20%. But horses that are the top win, top GSR, and EE top pick are 32% to win. What do you think?
Well, let me say first, and Chris already knows the answer to this. I could make a hat, a brooch, or a pterodactyl out of that. But Cugino, I posted some numbers today and ran some numbers for the post positions at Kentucky Downs. Those wide post positions actually are very good, especially stalking anything 7 or wider. But I would tell you that I think maybe the 12 is going to be a little too close to the pace there. And
you said close to the pace?
Yeah, I mean,
Goldie, if you watch today, and I said this even in my coaching class today, you don't come from behind on this track. You don't. I mean, maybe at the top of the stretch you can be 3 or 4 lengths back. If that's the case, you can eliminate pretty much right here. You can eliminate all those horses.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you're not at the stretch, but I would not eliminate the 8 because the 8's winning the race.
The 8 is winning the race.
The 8 is winning the race.
Carson's Run. Let's see here.
Grade 1. I love the angle of the only Grade 1 winner in a Grade 3 here.
Why is Dylan Davis not aboard this horse after winning that race?
Because he's running at Saratoga, and he's on the Safi horse, which would, if that horse wins, is his Breeders' Cup ride.
Okay, look, we need to be watching Dylan Davis over at Saratoga tomorrow. Let me just throw that out there right now. The fact that he is not in Kentucky Downs to ride this horse is mind-boggling. He must love what he's on tomorrow. He must.
He's on the Queen MG,
right?
Huh?
He's riding the Queen MG. You like the Queen MG?
Rails were at 50 today, but they're at 0 tomorrow, right?
All right. Well, if you're going to argue with me that this is going to be one on the front end, then it's White Palomino that's going to win this on the front end. Nearly won the Belmont Derby at 9.5.
I didn't say front end. I'm just saying you can't at the top of the stretch. If you're not going to be within 3 lengths, you're not winning.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, it's the only Grade 1 winner in this race.
So
the 8's winning this race.
Let's see here. So 3-year-old inner turf Belmont Derby. The horse can rate a little bit. This is a very nice horse for Chad Brown. And here's another horse that Pratt is not aboard. Pratt gets off the 5 to ride the McGahee horse on a non-graded stakes race in which he was aboard, and he decides to ride this 12 horse, who, by the way, is EquinEdge's top pick. And Palomino, by the way, is 8-1. A Chad Brown horse that's 8-1 on the EE morning line. Chuck him out. Sorry. Chuck him out.
Like I said, the 8's winning the race.
I like Navy SEAL, the 3. I think this horse is training absolutely incredible for Ward. I don't know what Jamie Spencer riding. But so based on what you're saying, if it's just the Wild Wild West, this horse got a big morning line angle. It has not been winning, but tossed all the dirt in synthetic races. This horse has got an amazing GSR, Scotty. It's pointed here. It's lightly raced. It's going to be super fit. It's going to win. That's my opinion.
Can I tell you one thing that gets overrated? You see the workout like on the dirt, right? Look at this. I could care less. Well, that's probably too strong. I'm not going to say but this is a dirt workout. This is not a dirt horse. Clearly, it's a turf horse. So I just want to know the horse is doing good. But Navy SEAL's nice. But look, Justin, you have to remember. Look, this horse has done nothing. It won a maiden race here. That's it. And then against a 62 group, optional claiming, this horse is supposed to come over here and win this race. No chance.
Well, I mean, you told me everything today made no sense. So I'm trying to give it to you. It doesn't make sense to you.
That's fair.
I do think Carson's Run has a legit shot. Oli already talked about that, so I won't. I think Cugino is a little bit of a shot in the 12 hole with Pratt. And then The Scotty Longshot, the 11, Torres is riding for Rasmussen. I think somebody said something about Steve in the chat. I mean, has not been winning, but does have a 4-star work from Bruno on the dirt. So,
I could care less about that 4-star work on the dirt. I could care less. If you look at this, only because this horse has had 10 races, we know who it is. Like, this is a hard-knocking horse that's going to be consistent, that's going to end up getting 3rd or 4th. That's it. That's what we're looking at. I mean, it's true. Oldie
likes the 8.
The 8's winning the race. Again,
Oldie thinks
you're
the
comparing
8.
comparing a non-graded stakes horse in the 12 to the 8, who's a grade 1 winner.
Well,
and I'm going to go a step further and say Shug McGahee doesn't win races like this unless you're at Laurel.
Well, first of all, I didn't say that 12 was going to win at all, but this is an incredibly bred horse, right? Look at the GSR on this horse. Like, it's a very nice horse. I think the 12 is a player in here, and I like your 8, by the way, too. I agree. And this horse just won a grade 1. Well, you know what I like about this horse, which is you don't see this often, you guys, but this horse won a grade 1 as a 2-year-old and as a 3-year-old. Okay, so that doesn't happen. This is a grade 3, so that doesn't happen very often. That being said, Oldie, that grade 1 that was won was a 74 SOR, so that was one of the weakest SORs, grade 1s I've ever seen. It's pretty weak. So, but that doesn't mean this horse can't win. I agree with you. It's going to be finishing. I think it can run well. I still have to choose the 12 horse. I think the 12 is going to win this race. It just won too easily last time out. The only reason I say is this: it's lightly raced, and Pratt is picking his spots, and I think Pratt's going to win back-to-back races with this horse. I think Cugino wins this race. By the way, I'm a huge Twirling Candy fan. My favorite sire.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. Something to keep in mind. What do you think Kentucky Downs shippers records have in the last 50 entries of the Breeders' Cup?
0 for 50.
Kentucky Downs, yes, it's actually 0 for 54.
Wait. Who's 0 for 50? What?
If the horse's last race was at Kentucky Downs going into the Breeders' Cup,
yeah,
they're 0 for 54 for the last 54 races.
Oh, in the Breeders' Cup.
But see, this isn't surprising because we talked about this. It's horses are winning that you don't expect, and it's mainly because and Dave talked I think about this a little bit ago, but predominantly he's been favoring horses up front. I think it occasionally some years might be a closer, but you want your horse to be fit, right? And people point to this meet because these purses are gigantic. I mean, if you think your horse can run on that track, Scotty, up and down the hill, right, at multiple points in time, and and fits there at these purses, of course you're going to ship there.
Well, by the way, too, I think it's a really great point, though, that these horses coming from Kentucky Downs don't do very well in the Breeders' Cup. I didn't know that, actually, so I think that's great information, by the way. I still think Cugino wins this race. What these horses do after winning here at Kentucky Downs has no bearing to me right now for the Breeders' Cup. So, but I think Cugino's still going to win this race. So, all right, Oldie, what is your call on this? You think the 8's going to win, right?
Yeah, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8,
see,
7 times.
See, Matt, I'm on the 3, Navy Sail.
Ew. Okay, I disagree with you. I think the 3 is going to show some.
And I bet we're going to disagree in the next race too.
Okay,
I would bet Monty because I like a 15-1 horse in the next race.
So Matt says, I'm not sure that the ability to navigate the turns of silly straw translate to ability to win.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a special horse to win at Kentucky Downs, but then
that's what I'm saying. Look at today. I don't even know what to say. Like, there was no rhyme or reason for any race. The 10 horse. Look at the 10. Yes.
It was 9%, and it had the highest pace number.
Yeah, but it had a
You could have gone to
38
that horse.
GSR. A 38
Yeah.
GSR. You know what I said today in the show? I was doing my coaching class, and people were like, one guy says, I like the 10 horse a little bit. I'm like, it's got a 38 GSR.
Yeah, I mean, but you that's only one metric. You got to look at all the metrics.
You do, but a 38 GSR? I mean, the horse shouldn't even be racing. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's not an isolated incident. It was like every race was like that. Okay, like, make a point. Well, it's a second-time starter, but the horse. I mean, the horse did okay. Look at this horse. This horse dropped from a 73 GSR to 50. You have to understand the GSR is one of our better algorithms. So I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, okay, it was going up in win percentage to be fair, and one of the metrics, but it was going up in SOR and down in GSR big, and I'm like, no chance. But the win percentage is one of our better algorithms as well. So I was wrong there. The 6 horse won that race. It was such a tough day. Did you see this 9 horse oldie at all?
The 9, which 9? There, no.
The 3.
The last race I got to watch was race 2, and I did have the 6 and the try in race 2.
So we had a first-time starter here for Brendan Walsh. And by the way, you want to get a price on a horse, just bet Luan Machado. I mean, he can ride.
Yeah. He dominates Turfway.
I got another stat for you for the next race too. And I'm going to tell you to toss the top 2 E picks in the next race. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, which race are we going to? Which race?
Kentucky race 10.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Kentucky Downs race 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You're going to say toss the 10 and the 5. All right, let's run the race.
Was it race 10?
No, it's race 9. Race 9, Scotty. Sorry, it's race 9. Yeah, we hadn't done race 9 yet.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of the 7 horse here. I'm going to get rid of the 12 horse, and I'm going to run the race. All right, here we go.
You like red carpet ready.
How did you know I liked red carpet ready?
No, you said you liked
it. That's the only 15-1. Yeah.
You like the 15-1. I remembered.
All right, so Scotty, toss the 1 and the 2. And I'll tell you
the
why.
1 and the 2. Okay, 7-1, 10-1. Look at the top 2 EquinEdge picks are both really no bueno on the EE
and
morning line.
You can toss the 3 also.
Okay.
This
all
race
right,
is
those
wide
are all
open,
the E
man.
picks. And so in turf sprints in the last 4 years at Kentucky Downs, there's been 100 races.
Okay.
How many horses have won from the post 1 through 3 on the lead or near the lead? Well, let's say 1 length back, pressing. How many out of 100?
0.
What?
It's probably 0.
It's 4. 4 horses.
Wow.
4
That's
out
an
of
amazing
100 races.
So you're saying, hold on. So in sprint races, you're saying at Kentucky Downs?
At Kentucky Downs, the inside speed is awful. You
what?
can just toss it.
Period? Just in general?
Yeah. So you can stalk from the inside and you can close from the inside. You just can't be up on the lead from the inside at Kentucky Downs. Post 1, 2, and 3. I literally have the numbers sitting in front of me. Wide speed 7+ has won almost 15% of the time in those races. You just cannot be on the inside.
So if we're taking horses that can be near the lead, then we might be looking at these closers here that are the 8 and the 10. And you like the 10 red carp ready, huh? That's the one you like?
Yeah. Grade 2 winner on the dirt. Still decent GSR, ran really well last time out. On the turf.
How much do you like when a horse actually ran good at Kentucky Downs? Does that mean anything to you?
I think it does, yeah. I don't know if Coffee Maker is the same horse. though.
I like the
Good
6
question.
here. I do agree with you, Oldie. I'm not sure that Coffee Maker is, but I thought the Coffee Maker might be a good look at a price. You're getting a big price. I would think that if you've won there, Scotty, it's a good thing. Like, I mean, it's just such a unique track.
Look at this. Look at this horse here. Won the Grade 3 race, Secret Money, Music City last year. $590,000 earned at Kentucky Downs. Only ran one time at Kentucky Downs, and then also has earned, in 3 tries going 6.5 furlongs, has done pretty darn good. So what about a horse like the 8 horse?
Yeah, or the 4. I mean, the 4 is kind of the chalk, but
no, I mean, Gaff rides the 8, Scotty. I mean, I like horses that have won there. I mean, and has been facing tough company. I mean, does have some 70s and couldn't win, but I think
when I see, I don't know about you guys, but when I see horses like the 4 horse that do well at 5, 5.5, barely hanging on at 6, these horses don't always do very well at 6.5. They just are all out from the very beginning. But when you talk about that stamina to go 6.5, it gets a little dicey at the end. And the horse is not even in the top EquinEdge picks, but the 1 and the 2. So I'm going to throw, for me, I would throw out the 4, and it looks like this. And I mean, what about the 11 horse? This horse seems to really have a nice look in here, second off the layoff for Danner.
It has a win at a mile. And I was told today that with the hill, going up the hill at the end in these 6.5 furlong races, it's more like 7.5.
Interesting. Okay. Look at this 11 horse has been in the money in all 11 tries and has a 93 on the turf tab. This is a really freaking nicely bred horse. Like, what do we see wrong with this horse? Nothing really. It had a layoff line here. I mean, this is this horse, I would imagine, is very live.
I mean, for me, the only thing that's wrong is that we're going to be screaming Besheza or Beshiza or however he pronounces his name.
You're just mean.
That hurt.
Look at these horses. Look at this horse has run 5.5 furlongs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. Now stretching out to 7 or 6.5. I'll try to beat a horse like this every single time. Going to show a lot of speed. I think a horse that's got some tactical speed, be sitting and closing, is going to be dangerous. I like your red cart ready. I think this horse looks really good. I think this horse looks a little light to me. Dropping the 3% win. I can't take a horse like this, so I would have to probably eliminate the 5. The 9 horse at 30-1, the EE morning line. Like, I think the race is won between. Again, I'm going to go against the 6. I think 8, 10, 11 is going to win this race.
Yeah.
I think one of those.
All right, Kentucky Downs race 10.
All right, here we go. All right. The $1.5 million Kentucky Downs Ladies Turf Stakes. And let me eliminate some horses first. Man, wow. Okay, I can already tell you we're looking at a very tough race, aren't we?
Yeah. And it's tough partially because there's not a lot of good horses in this race. I mean, they're all nice horses, but your E top pick hasn't won a race since 6-3 of 23.
The 6 horse, the EquinEdge long shot, certainly deserves the look. 7-2 EE morning line, won 2 races in a row. What do you guys think about this horse? I think this horse for Ian Wilkes looks pretty good.
I thought it had a big look, Scotty. I mean, as Brian Hernandez rides, and he's just been absolutely riding incredible. I mean, and won 2 in a row, comes in here from Ellis. Somebody, I think, in the chat group, Oldie, said that horses shipping from Ellis do well at Kentucky Downs.
Yeah.
I thought that when I had heard that yesterday, and I saw walkathon here on the, potentially if this track speed favoring, like people have kind of talked about at times, I thought that she'd be really tough, Scotty. I thought she actually had a really big look.
Just 12, looking at the 10 horse, though, I mean, it certainly deserves a long look. You're talking about a horse that's been right there in grade 1 races and now is in a grade 3 race. I mean, it seems much easier than what this horse has been facing. And I would imagine the 10 horse might be tough as the top EquinEdge pick.
Regal Realm won the race on the lead last year, this same race, the ladies' turf.
Yeah.
Little bit, their meets a little bit of different dates, but I even thought that's where I thought the 6 or the 12 on the front end had big looks, Scotty.
You know who's in really good form though? The 4 horse.
Yeah, very good form. But it's dropping from 19 and 17% in which it won those races to 6%. So we have to remember that. Like, now it's wide open, but it is dropping. So this is a tougher group for sure. This is a seriously wide open race. Walkathon the 6 is the EquinEdge long shot. I mean, do you guys give this horse a look? Brian Hernandez and Wilkes, we talked about this horse a little bit, but do you like this horse?
I mean, this was one of the horses I noticed, but if Evie Jets goes to the lead, I don't know whether this horse will be able to pass Evie Jets.
Yeah, because it definitely seems like this horse needs to be near the lead, but there's not a lot of speed in here, Oldie.
Yeah, and that's what's happened when Evie Jets has won the 11, and has been facing better and is getting a little bit of relief here. But when that horse has won, it's been when it's been allowed to walk the dog, so to speak.
Yeah.
For the most part, and I also kind of like that horse is shortening up here to 8 furlongs, even though it's probably more than a half here. And, so I don't know. I'm not sure that this race will play out in a manner that's positive for the 6, but we'll see.
Guys, to me, one of the best jockeys of all time is Frankie Dettori. And he just seems to find a way. He's so strong, even to this day, and he seems to find a way to win. This horse had an awkward start last time out and still won the race against this non-graded stakes race. But I mean, this horse obviously is barely lost a grade 2 here. It's lightly raced, been in the money 9. This is 9 of 12 races. It's the EquinEdge second pick. I think the 5 horse deserves a long look, don't you guys?
Yeah, no, I would agree. I mean, nearly wins the race sim too. I mean, I know it's wide open, but on the race sim, but I mean, man, Scotty, 10%, I mean, it's no joke, and you're going to get what, 10, 12 to 1 probably. So,
I'm not looking at the win percentage right now, honestly, because the top win percentage is only, this tells you how tough the race is. Well, the simulation tells you that as well, but the top win percentage is only 17%. Guys, that's so low. I mean, that tells you, I mean, they're going to be coming. I don't even know how you do a race like this. Honestly, I try to think about it sometimes, where the angle is in a race like this. It's so tough. I mean, sometimes you look at the pace and see, okay, does the horse have an advantage in the pace? And maybe what you can do, one of the things I do try to do is look and see if one of these horses might have an advantage on the lead. And so when you look at Hernandez, he might send maybe the 6 horse gate to wire. And I'll tell you why. Because the other speed in the race is the 12, and the 12 is wide.
And the 11. The 11.
And the 11 is wide. So maybe the 6 horse gets an easy lead from the inside, and it likes to win. And when it gets that lead, it's tough to beat. and we might see that here. The more we talk about this, the more I'm liking the 6 horse.
All right, so for me, it's 11, 4, 10.
Okay.
I'm 6.
I think you should only write 6 3 times, Scotty.
Okay. I'm not writing it 3 times. I'll write it 1 though. Okay. Oldie, you like the 11, and Justin?
Yeah, I thought this was hard. I like the 6 on top. I would say 6. I also like Jose on the 12, and then Evie Jets on the 11. I didn't necessarily really love, but from the speed, I think, from an SOR, she for sure fits. But I put the 6 on top over the 12, 11, 5.
Yeah, the problem with a horse like the 12 is you're breaking from that outside post. You're a decent breaker, but you've got a horse in the 6 horse that's a really good breaker that's on the inside. I would imagine that Hernandez is going to send this horse, and the horse might be very, very tough to beat. Yeah, I got to go with the 6 horse, because if you throw out the 12 and the 11, look at that 6. 2 lengths lead. So let's just say the 11 and the 12 from that outside post don't go. Then the 6 horse could be 2 lengths in front in the very beginning. It's 7-2 EE morning line. We're not looking at the win percentage because they're all even, right? And then you look at the 6 horse, and it's got a really good GSR. Now the 3 horse has the best GSR, no doubt about it. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the 3 horse float? I don't think we've spent much time talking about this 3.
I just think it's the type of horse that doesn't like to win.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pass for me. I mean,
I don't think that's it. If you look, Oldie, look, the horse is only 6% to win here against an 80 group, and it only lost by 4 lengths. Here, it faced a 68 group at 40%. It won by 7 3/4 lengths. I mean, it's had 6 wins, right?
But look at Tampa, look at Gulfstream. The 25 and 11 was heavily bet in both of those races.
No, but look, that was a 76 group, and the horse barely lost. Okay. I'm just saying, like, if you look at what this horse has been facing, and every time it's faced a group about this level, it always runs good. And you could get 10-1 on this odds. I'm going to tell you that I think the 3 is going to run a really good race. And this is the type of horse where you can make some money in the trifecta, because this horse is going to, I will predict this horse is going to run in the money.
I think he'll run into the Super. He'll finish somewhere 2nd through 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. But I mean, against a 68 group at 40%, I mean, it's just, it's bred so phenomenal. It's like 96 GSR. Come on, look at this GSR on the turf. It's incredible. The breeding is insane. I think 3 Fluffy Socks is a horse you have to look out for. But wow, what a wide open race. Let me ask you a question though, guys, both of you. The 9 horse, it's 9-2 on the EE morning line. But I mean, I don't know what to make of the non-graded stakes race over at Laurel Park. It barely won. It was 55% to win, but it's faced some nice horses. What do you like? Look at the races 3 and 4 back over at Churchill Downs in Tampa Bay. What do you guys? 7 wins and 18 tries. What do you make of Sparkle Blue?
I mean, it's not the type of horse that I would necessarily use on top, but I think it could set a trap. I mean, I don't hate it. If you're getting 10-1, you're getting 10-1 there. I mean, I don't think it will be 9-2.
Yeah. There's no speed in here. That's why I like the 6 horse. At the end of the day, I think the 3 is going to run a good race.
Well, you tossed the 11 and the 12 where the other speed is.
Yeah, because of the post positions, right? That's it.
But those wide posts do really well.
They do. No question about it. No question. But I'm going to take the inside post. The 6 can rate as well. I'm going to go with the 6. So, all right, let's go. What do we have? Which race do we have next? Okay, hold on. Matt has a serious question. So I think the answer to that, Matt, they closed down Park's turf course. I think the answer to that is this. Look at how competitive this field is. The 6 is going to get bet. The 9 is going to get bet. Don't forget, the job of the odds maker is to predict what a horse will go off at, not whether it likes it or not, right? And so I think there's no way like the 9 horse is going to go off at 15-1. It's most likely going to get bet. And when you look at it, it really only has one bad race in a grade 3. And if you throw out this race here, Matt, you got a win, second by 1 length, and a win, third by 1 3/4 lengths. You see what I'm saying? Like this 9's going to get bet and has 7 wins in 18 races. People are going to see value here. And you look at the 3 horse, and it won a grade 3 race easily, but around it doesn't look so good. You see what I mean? Like, I don't think any which way you're going to get 9-2 on the 3 horse. So I think the EE Morning Line's got it dialed in. That has nothing to do with what a horse is going to do winning wise, obviously. But that's. I mean, look at this. Every horse. Look, what about the 2? I mean, this horse looks fantastic, but it looks like a grade 3 horse. But this is a grade 3 horse, and you have Walkathon here, who's. I mean, it's a grade 3 horse as well. The 4 horse won a grade 2 last time out.
Yeah.
Like, holy hell.
I told you I like this 4 horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 3 for 3 at the distance too.
I will say this, Oldie, though. I give less credit to the horses that run it in Canada. And you know what I mean? Like I give less credit.
Would you say what's the exchange rate on Canadian credit versus United States credit? Is it like 0.75 to $1?
I will just say this. I remember when we were first creating EquinEdge and we were looking at Woodbine races, and horses that like had an 80 G or an 80 SOR were more like a 70 SOR in the States. I remember that. And we ran the numbers.
But I will tell you that Appleby ships to Woodbine for his preps for the Breeders' Cup. And his horses have been very successful in the Breeders' Cup coming out of Woodbine.
No, first of all, I'm not against the 4 in any way. I think the race is freaking crazy wide open. And I don't care what anybody says. There's no angle here. I think which horse is going to get the best trip. Honestly, I honestly believe this. It sounds terrible. I think you can flip a coin and tell me which horse is going to get the best trip. I think if the 11 and 12 from those posts, I know it's a straightaway, but if the 11 and 12 from those posts aren't able to go, then the 6 could go gate to wire. That's my only angle. Other than that, I think the race is wide open. Let's see what Matt's saying here. Just trying to determine. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Oldie.
I was just going to say that I can promise you that when we're doing the stretch run on Saturday, somebody in the chat will say, well, what about Turner Loose? Because that happens every time Turner Loose is running.
Which one's that?
The 7 horse, who I do not like, by the way. I'm just telling you, every time this horse runs, we get somebody in the chat saying, what about Turner Loose?
It just ran at St. Louis Ray Downs. It's a 64 group. It goes from a 64 SOR to a 74, 25% to 3%. Chuck the horse out. Has no chance.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just telling you that you just wait. We will get at least one Turner Loose comment. It's like an automatic thing.
Well, then they're not using EquinEdge, because I don't know how you can use EquinEdge and use this horse. I don't know how.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, Matt.
No, that's okay. Just trying to determine if there's an angle such as a void horse, if EE Morning Line is way higher than actual morning line. So that's a great point, Matt, actually. So we have to remember that the morning line is just there to predict what the horse might go off at. That being said, we can find some value. So there's really no value here because you're talking about let's just say the horse does go off at 7-2. Let's just say 4-1 times 10%, 40. We're looking for 100. So when I look at this race, there is no value, and it's really, really tough. So if it's really what you want to do when you're talking about horizontals. And if you spread here, you could get the favorite. And there's no value. A race like this offers almost nothing to me. It's what are the least amount of horses I can use to get by for me? What about you, Justin?
Pick, right?
Well, I'm talking to my 9-year-old because on race 10 here, I mean, on the morning line when they're that high, like I don't really let it play into me. I like looking at the lower ones, but I don't just chuck a horse if the morning line's high like that. I mean, I think it's dependent, like where the money's going to be. That horse, Fluffy Fox probably go off at higher morning line, but I don't think it just means it doesn't have a shot. I don't like the horse in this race, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, the morning line is there to predict what the horse might go off at. But sometimes you'll see a high odds makers morning line and a low EE morning line, and there's some other metrics that are pointing towards this horse, and that's the opportunity. That's the value. But I don't think when you're talking about now, if the win percentage on the 6 was 20%, 25%, all of a sudden now there's some value. So there's no value here that I can see, right? Maybe the 5, it's the EquinEdge second pick. It's going to probably go off at 15 or 20-1. It's 10% to win. It's got a very good GSR. If you throw out the 3,
Frankie's riding. That's the Frankie riding the 5.
Yeah, I mean, there's the value if you're making a win bet is right here on the 5 horse for sure. And you look at the simulator, and it's only got the horse losing by a half a length. That's where the value is. But I think we can all agree this is just a really brutal race. So, listen, if I had the answer to this race, I'd hit this pick 5. I mean, if you took a chance and hopefully you get by it, I think the problem is I don't think you can afford to go use 8 horses or 10 horses in here. It doesn't work because now you're covering less horses than some of the other legs. It's races like this within a horizontal sequence that end up biting you in the ass. What do you think, Oldie?
I'm still 11, 4, 10, 5.
Yeah.
4 horses. But
so
I would consider singling the 4 if I was playing a multi there.
So, okay, if you're playing a horizontal, and I'm assuming you might, are you only going to use those 3 or 4 horses?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would consider maybe throwing the 5 out altogether, but I'm back and forth between the 11 and the 4 as my top pick, but I think one of those 2 horses is winning this race.
Well, and by the way, too, I like your 11. It's coming out of 2 straight grade 1s where it was 32-1 and 26-1, and the EE morning line 7-1. It was 4% and 6% respectively, and now it's 17%. It can rate. I think you're spot on. I think the 11 has a great post. I think you're spot on. I think this 11 is extremely live in here. I'm blown away. It blows me away that Dylan Davis is not on this horse. Where's Dylan Davis?
He's at Saratoga riding Queen MG, who will be his Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies mount.
Yeah. And
the 11's also a horse to watch. It's 26%.
Yeah. Also a price play.
Yep. Well, that but and gets prep there. So
what do you guys make of this 10 horse? I mean, it faced the 11 horse in the last couple of races. The 10 horse is live, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go to Sunday.
But you know what though? The if you look here, I mean, how many 10 horses burned a crap load of money.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure. I know it ran good 2 back, but I'm not sure I could trust this horse. Yeah, you know, that's a really good point too. And not only that, you know, Matt, what I do like about Dylan, guys, you see the money you can make on Dylan. Like, just bet on Dylan. The ROI must be amazing. Like, imagine you did this. Take every single Dylan Davis horse that runs, and if you genuinely hate the horse he's on, just don't play it. The ones you're not sure about or you like, bet them, and you'll be profitable. I mean, you always get prices on Dylan Davis. Do you notice that? How many times is that guy on the favorite?
Pretty much never.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Not very often, though.
Yeah.
He's just not on the favorite very often. But okay, where do we end in this race? Justin, you and I both like the race.
Yeah, I'm on 6-12. I think it was like 6-12, 11-5, maybe. I think.
If you look at what the 11 horse has done, EV Jets, in the last couple of races, being on the lead against these grade 1 horses at 4% and 6% respectively. I mean, it's a really, really nice mare. Yeah. Really nice mare. Like, I agree, Oldie. And you know what? If this was a 2-turn race, I would bet against this horse. But being that it's a 1-turn on this Kentucky Downs, this 11 is going to run a big race tomorrow.
Yeah. So my A's are 11-4 and my B's are 10-5.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where, because I obviously respect the Scotty picks algorithm, but it's got the 10 winning. It seems to have had a little bit of trouble in the last couple of races. It comes back to 8 furlongs, but it's never run at Kentucky Downs. And so there's no way of really knowing whether it's going to like the oval. It might love it. And based on its tactical speed, I think the 10 horse might be really, run a really good race tomorrow. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. But all right, we got to move on from this race. I think we all agreed that it looks like a tough race, but Oldie's really high on the 11 horse. All right, where are we going?
Downs race 10 on Sunday.
Is this last one?
Sunday. Okay, Kentucky Downs Sunday, and we've got a couple of Saratogas. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. So race number 10. Okay. It's a non-graded stakes race for 2-year-olds. I love these races. I just love them because, look for the horses that seem to be making some improvement, maybe had some troubled trips. But, guys, at Kentucky today, usually you can really count on the surge indicator going down and go, now I'm playing against those horses. But today that wasn't the case. It didn't seem to matter in these sprint races over at Kentucky Downs. It seemed like the fastest horses were the ones winning the races, and whether it was turf or dirt didn't matter. What is your take on this?
My take is you got to throw out the speed, the inside speed again, even though it's the Wesley Ward horse.
Okay.
Even though it's a gold.
Okay, and so look at the 9. Are you high on the 9 horse?
I only like 2 horses here, Scotty.
Okay.
And it's the long shot, the 9, and the second pick, the 7.
9-7. The 9 horse is 20-1 on the odds makers morning line and 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. Wow.
And is an Ellis winner. And those Ellis horses, I think what the number was 36% of the time.
Right.
The winner at if they're an Ellis horse, they win at Kentucky Downs. So
let me ask a question. I think I'm going to count more on the EE morning line than I'm going to on the GSR at Kentucky Downs this meet. How about you?
I mean, it just depends on the race, but I think here the morning line was just set wrong on the 9. And I think the 7 looks tough. It's won a grade 2 in Europe, going 6 furlongs.
Who's the jockey?
Well, it's 0% because he's never run in the U.S.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing. So this horse won a Group 2 race after breaking its maiden. It must be talented. It has to be talented. Like, right? It has to be talented. There's no question about it. You're a Group 2. After its maiden, you got a maiden winner in the 9, maiden winner in the 2, same in the 5, same in the 1, same with the 4. Like these are horses that we don't know what their upside is necessarily, but what we do know is this horse, the 7, won a Group 2. Black Forza. I don't need to even see anything else. I'm taking the 7. There might be some upside on some of these horses, but you just don't. You don't see that. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I would say that the 7 horse is going to be really. I find it interesting too that this the jockey actually ends up here over at Kentucky Downs. I mean, what does he think about the horse? They must love the horse.
Yeah. And that they're probably using this as a prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies.
Yeah.
Or not Juvenile Fillies, Juvenile Turf Sprints.
Guys, is this really a non-graded stakes race that's $1 million purse?
Yeah, for
the purses at Kentucky Downs are ridiculous. I mean,
jeez,
it's all the historical horse racing gaming money.
That is so sick, so sick. Well, look, it seems like an unfair advantage to me. It looks like the 7. I will single the 7.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't even care what the other ones look like. The 7 horse is a grade 2 winner, a Group 2 winner in comparison to a bunch of maiden winners. Come on. Am I missing something?
No.
It's Kentucky Downs. All right, we got 2 left. I'm on 927, so very similar. I think the Scotty picks have it here, but yes.
All right. All right, let's go to we got Saratoga. We got 2 races more. Race number 11. Non-graded stakes race, the Bernard Baruch Stakes. Let's run this thing. Oh, the 9 has Flo running in the last race as well. The race over at Kentucky Downs. Yeah, I pass. Look at these races, you guys. Like, just wide open.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I was really confused between the first and second pick. 2 races back, it had both of them winning, and I missed the DH there, that heat. But I kind of think that this could be the 7 taking candy.
1 second, you guys. Not. Okay. Okay. What did you think, Goldie?
I thought this could be the 7 taking candy. I think it's 7-5-1. Pretty chalky. Maybe the 3 is the other one, but the 3 is taking a big step up.
So let's run this race. So we've got the 7 horse. See, the 6 is fast. So the 6 is going to go, which might have to make the 7 horse fight for it a little bit. 5 has got some speed as well. So what I look for in a race like this now, I'm looking for one of the inside horses, like the 2. And Tough race. Justin, did you have an opinion in here?
Yeah, I mean, I did think it was tough. The one wins the race sim, and Fort Washington's the second pick, so only 6%. And so when I saw that, I was like, well, you're gonna try to come off the pace here. I didn't see a ton of speed. I think Oldie, you talked about Lascano on the 7 taking Candy. I think for sure is a player. I do think the 6 might show a little bit of pace as well. Has been coming verse tougher, but Scotty, I mean, what I ultimately came down to, I did think I took the long shot here. I thought that in just a wide open race, it's Maker, Saez, it's not winning. This I just thought was really tough, and at the end, I don't know who's going to be there, but the 2's going to be around at the end. And I mean, only has 3 wins, likes to come in second quite a bit. They've been all over the place with this horse, though. All over New York, Churchill, Keeneland, Fairgrounds. So, I just thought when I went through this, it just wasn't, it's too tough. And I wasn't going to take chalk in a situation like this race. So,
I will say this: the one horse is very interesting. If you look at that, was a Group 2 race, a Grade 2 race here over at Monmouth. Had some trouble, only lost by 3.5 lengths. Prior to that, won the Grade 3 here at Monmouth. Broke 10th, broke 9th time before that. You throw those 2 races out, and the race before that won. I think that this horse deserves a long shot look, and you might get a price. I think Fort Washington could be tough. Running Beast, probably the horse to beat, but and it's won 5 races and 12 tries. This is an absolute grab bag, guys. Absolute grab bag. I mean, 7 can win the race. I agree, Oldie. I'm not going to be surprised if the 4 horse wins at 15%. Look, nothing's adding up. The EE morning line, you can see lukewarm 3-1 on the 5. Win percentages wide open. The GSRs are wide open. The SORs. The one horse is good. You could probably go all the way to this, probably this 4 horse here at 72. I mean, it looks, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion, honestly, guys. It looks wide open. I just think the one horse might run a good race.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't disagree.
Oldie?
Again, I'm still 157. I think it's.
Oh, you like the 1?
No, 7's my top pick. 7-5. 7-5-1.
7-5-1.
Yeah.
And what are you going to settle on, Justin?
I'd still put the 2 on top. I like the 2-1-7 though. I play a little bit different than Oldie, but 2-1-7.
Hey, guys, this 5 horse, like Oldie, I know it's your second pick, but why isn't it the top pick?
The 5 horse or the
5?
I just think the 7 could get away.
Yeah.
I mean that's. I know that it's been facing easier. I think it could just get away there. And I have to duck out for a minute and make a phone call, so I'm just going to tell you in the next race. I think it's probably the 7 horse who is the chalk of the chalk there.
All right, Grade 1 race. Oldie likes the 7. All right. Well, this is the last race we're covering anyways, Oldie, so we're good. Appreciate you coming on.
I was on Highland Falls, Scotty, here in the last Flavian Pride rides for Brad Cox. Horses won a lot of races as the favorites, taking a lot of money. Big GSR, well-bred. Showing the ability to stalk the pace here. I mean, the 7 ain't going to be out there winging it.
Right.
But I thought that, maybe there's a little more speed here to inject a little bit of pace. But I thought maybe that's where I went on Highland Falls. Tappa Trice had a nice morning line look. And, I thought maybe had a shot, but I was on the 6.
The thing that is with this horse here. Look, I would have never liked this horse last time out in the Whitney, and the reason is, because look, it's 64. It won by 12 3/4 lengths.
Yeah,
but it's lightly raced.
Talking about allowance into a grade 1.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I don't think I've ever seen a horse win an optional claiming and then going into a grade 1 and win. I mean, this horse went up 17 points or 16 points in GSR or SOR. Holy hell! But look what this horse did. This horse is just going too good. I don't know how you beat this horse. I really, really don't. That was, pretty amazing. And it looks like when this horse gets the lead, it's very, very tough. There's no speed in this race. I just think the 7 horse is gone.
All right, brother.
Yeah, obviously Tapit Trice is no joke. It's been facing some tough horses. Faced a grade through group. I think it's chalk. So for me, 1771. What are you going to do, Justin?
I'm on 671.
You like the 671? I'm going to go 7-1. All right. All right, you guys. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Wow, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Oldie. Thank you, Chris, Justin. Appreciate it. And tomorrow we got,
thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow we've got the Road to the NHC at noon. Is it noon, Chris?
Yes, noon Eastern time tomorrow.
Okay.
The stretch run before the Road to the NHC. We're coming on late on Saturday for the stretch run, 5 p.m. Eastern. We will have all the great stakes races that you guys talked about tonight. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we've got 2 spots left in the Zoom. There's the link in the chat. Go ahead, sign up. It will be a lot of fun. We'll go over live Del Mar racing and look to the weekend as well. Should be good stuff. David Harrison will be on with you, Scotty, tomorrow at noon.
Yep.
And it should be a good weekend of racing. And
I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this show, guys, because it's just so nice when we get everybody in the chat going, and we, you know what I mean. Thank you. You got Crypto and Matt and Chuck. Just everybody, Dan and just really Matt, and it's just so nice when you get that. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. And we're working hard in the backside where you guys can't see to try to get you the tools that you need to be successful, just so you know. So we're getting there. It's taking some time, but there's a lot of good stuff coming up in the next year. So you can look forward to that. Guys, Chris, thank you. Oldie, thank you very much. Justin, appreciate it. Looking forward to tomorrow, the Road to the NHC with 2022 NHC champion David Harrison. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Get some good rest, and we'll see you in the morning.